Oh, my head. Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody. Welcome live on this Saturday morning, August 23rd, 2025, to the 900. What?
Plane going over. I didn't know what that sound was. It was a plane.
Oh. Hey, the passenger, I have more audience for once. The passengers are actually looking down from the airplane going, oh my God, isn't that Dave? He's like famous and stuff. Oh, we're going to watch your show right now? Oh, they just moved over to New Jersey. Well, but it's the 996th episode of the Dave's Gone By.
Wow.
Facebook, yo.
Away from the big 1,000.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
That shirt. You look very handsome.
Why, thank you, darling.
Great. They can't see the shorts, but the short color is perfect.
Oh, is it really? Oh, good.
Except the green in the shirt is perfect. It's
well,
a
thank you.
Outfit. You should wear that to school. It's pretty.
This is why I married her, because she compliments me.
That's true.
She's the only woman in the world who says, you look good.
Oh, when somebody wants to visit.
Oh, here we go. Here comes a sloth. Oh, you're tossing it to me to toss. All right, hold on. All right. So the sloths are coming. He's not going to stick. I'm telling you right now. Try this one. No. Here we go. You see, we're throwing sloths at the wall. That's what we do to begin the program. Possibly. He might. Here we go.
Oh,
yeah.
You're getting good.
Oh, this one's a little sticky. We might have some luck with him.
Whoa.
Yes. Oh, this one should stick. Here we go. Ha! And we got another one coming.
This is your exercise program.
Let me see if I can throw it that way.
Whoa.
Yeah, baby. So you actually watch him. Uh-oh. This fella's not going to have much luck. Here we go.
I think I found a good patch here. No?
He might. He's still got some stickum on him.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby. And we got this one coming on. I'm going to try for a sideways. He might. Here we go.
Whoa.
Oh.
When you slapped that one, the other one fell.
That happens.
Yeah.
That's maybe.
Ooh.
I went for a sideways. Oh.
One more after this.
One more. Oh, he's got some gook. This one might actually. Let me try this way. Ha!
Whoa.
Oh. Yeah, left-handed.
Ha! Whoa.
All right, baby.
Around the 9. Look.
Yeah, look at that.
Whoa.
I have talent, ladies and gentlemen. A talent for throwing sloths at a wall.
You have a nice distribution of them. Looks good.
Thank you. By the way, I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That is my darling and adorable and wonderful wife. And as I said, this is the 996th episode of the Dave's Gone By show, which mixes humor and culture and interviews and talking, whatever else we feel like doing on a Saturday morning from 9 until noon or thereabouts. We've been doing this since 2002, hence the 995 previous episodes of this nonsense. So thank you for joining us for this latest one. It's going to be a good one, too. We got a marvelous guest. We also have a lot of our unusual segments. Thank you, baby. Oh, what's happening? Oh, he's like, oh, my goodness.
What happened? Look at them all. They were up top. Look.
They're like slinkies now, man. Oh, whoa. Come on. We got it.
No.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's down. He's down for the count.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're the antithesis of sloth.
Yeah, they're moving so quickly. The sloth should be like, oh, that one just went down all the way. Lucky for his lucky wife, I guess. So, yeah. Happy. Nobody's happy this time of year. You ever notice that? This is not the time of year that people are happy, even though you have a whole month left in summer. Most people, especially the people that we know, because we're in some level of academia here, are like, summer really is over. You know, everybody's either already gone back to work, they've taken their vacations. Here we go. Here's our sad violin. I mean, some parents, I think, of very young children are delighted because they get to go back, the kids are back in school and they have a little, their freedom again. But for most of us, it's like, You go into the stores, Halloween is lining the shelves, right? It's nice that the temperatures here in Maryland have gone from the 90s down to the high 70s and low 80s. So it's much more pleasurable to walk around and be around, except all the things that you're doing are getting ready for the semester and for the fall. So everybody's kind of walking around like deer in headlights. Nice long break, but we realized that next week, at least for us and for people a week ago, on the week after, heading towards Labor Day, they're like, okay, so my next 4 months are shot to hell. It's just going to be work, and then middle of December, a break again. But that's the nature of it. That's the thing.
Join the swimmers. Look, he's joining the swimmers.
Oh, let me see. Wait, on which side? Oh, yeah.
He's joining the swimmers.
If you can see.
That's great.
Oh.
No, we left them.
Yeah, so I don't know if sloths can swim.
Probably not.
Yeah.
An ice cream cone looks so tempting, huh?
Doesn't he?
Good. That's definitely a summer icon.
And how do you like our friend from Maryland?
I didn't know he was in vogue.
He's always in vogue.
Yes, yes.
Not the band.
I love all the water, and the lemons are pretty too.
Yeah, this is like a late summer last
like
ditch.
Lemonade, ice cream, yeah.
Yeah. And the next time you see me, which maybe next week or the week after, I'll just be like,
no, you won't.
Complain. I'm Jewish. That's what I do. That is what I'm here for.
You're so handsome, Papa.
Why, thank you.
I love that.
Isn't it beautiful? This is why we bought it.
Even the material, and I wish you had pants that long pants that color. It goes really well with green. You don't have any pants that color. But
no, I don't have olive or khaki. Combo. Yeah, I made a khaki this morning. It was, this is true. I went to the bathroom this morning, and I knew I had to go. I knew I had to, and I looked down when I was done, and I pulled this out of the toilet. No, I don't know how I did this. My poop in separate sections looked like the letter H. It was like one strand, and a nugget in the middle, and it was shaped like an H. And I came to you, and I said, honey, this is an amazing thing. Do you want to see this? And you said no. You said, I do not want to look at your excrement in the toilet, David.
I went to sleep about 6. I went lay down at 6, watched stuff. I got up at 1, and then I got up at 3. So I'm tired. I'm just still tired. So. I know. And then I had the dream of not being ready, and I thought it was Monday. You know when you.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I have those. And I will be having those for the next 17, 18, 19 weeks. But I just want. Is it me or I just go really red?
No, I felt you flushed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I flushed my H when we look at it.
Warm? Do you feel warm? You feel flushed?
No, I feel fine. I mean, these have been a little red the last day or two, but I don't think I'm. Let me check my poomometer. This feels really nice. Have you already done this?
We do have a thermometer.
I like this. Cro-Magnon Man. No. This is what you're watching. You chose to watch this. All right. Oh, but when I went back to admire my poo, like one of the crossbars of the H slanted and the pebbles sank, and it didn't look like anything anymore. I was sad. Here comes a sneeze. Gesundheit. Here comes another sneeze. Gesundheit.
Forget it.
You good? All right, so,
She called this pulled pork.
What my wife is doing, in case you don't know, is we also have one of those stretchy pigs that you get, one of these kinds of things, but it's shaped and colored like a pig. And Gesundheit. And so, she enjoys doing that as strengthening her wrists and also just for the fun of stretching something. So we stretch this madness out till almost 3 hours every Saturday morning here on our Facebook page. Oh, Gesundheit. Now you got to do 2 more because you're Jewish and we do it in 3s. Now there's another one. No. All right, so 4 so far. You're counting at home, right? So, yes. No. What was I going to say? The sloth just moved. We do this. Gesundheit.
Who's the guest?
Pre-Gesundheit. That's 5.
Do you have a tissue?
Yeah, so I have a hanky.
Do you have who's your guest?
We have a guest, and it's going to be a delightful person. This is someone that I met about, oh my gosh, it has to be 12 or 13 years ago when I got my second master's degree. I got a master's degree in theater education, which I've obviously put to great use. And I had a cohort of just wonderful people. It was funny, the folks who were our instructors and professors there at the university were like, oh, the gang before you, didn't get along, it was problematic, and it was also their first time having this degree. It was a new master's degree.
It was in summer intensive, right?
Yeah, summer intensive, but also during the year a few online classes. And they just said that the people, a lot of things were not quite in place properly, and they were figuring stuff out while they were doing it, and that the cohort didn't really gel very well. Our cohort, just house of fire. It was really, really a wonderful group of people. Among them, an actress named Linda Livingston.
Oh, Linda.
Yeah, you met her. You
liked her a lot, yeah.
Linda was great and is great. She is an actress and has been an actress almost entirely on the West Coast, from Seattle down to where she's located in California, like southern.
Is that common for people to stay regional?
If they want theater, they go to New York. If they want TV,
what does she do, TV?
They go to LA. No, well, she's a theater person. She is on the whole.
What's the theater scene like in the West Coast and Seattle?
Well, they're gonna. We'll ask her because I don't know. I'm not there. All I hear is negative reports about how Actors Equity changed the rules for doing unpaid 99-seat theater involving people in equity waivers and stuff, and they made it almost impossible, which really, really hurt like showcases and things like this a couple of years ago.
I have no idea what that means at all.
I mean, and make it much harder.
What does it mean that they did a waiver for 99?
In other words, back in the day, an actor who was in Actors Equity, the union, who could be in the union. And I am not explaining this properly because I'm not in the union. I don't know, but I know enough.
So even if you're in the union, you could be allowed to do a non-union production.
With proper thing, and you get a little pay.
Like an exemption or something.
Right.
Okay.
Now, I think there was a couple of years ago they did away with that, and so why?
Too many people were.
Because the union was saying, it's exploitation of the actors. You're not paying them anything. You're not this. It's not fair. Right. So find a producer with $5,000 in his pocket and wants to put on a show, and now it has to be $15 in order to even do it because you got to pay the actors. It's like.
But can't the actors say they'll do it for $1?
I don't know what the minimum whatever is. I don't think it can be tokened. I think it has to be. So. It apparently hurt, but nothing kills the theater. It's been the fabulous invalid for 12,000 years. So LA figures out a way, right? But at the same time, it hurt. And so there isn't that much real theater going on the West Coast compared to Chicago, compared to New York, and maybe some other, compared to, let's say, Edinburgh, right? So Linda saw the problems of being a West Coast actress, trying to make a living. She's not an ingenue in her 20s either. So that even works against her further. What does she do? A few years back, she starts her own theater company, the Prospect Theater, which has been going now on and off in and around LA and Ventura, California, in that area, because she's about an hour north of LA, for a decade, just about. And they've done a few shows. And the reason we're having Linda on this episode of the show is that they're doing a new production starting next week, for a couple of weeks. It's a production of Stephen Dietz's romantic comedy called Bloomsday, all about a couple who,
Joyce.
bing, bing, they kind of meet each other.
Meet on Bloomsday?
I'm sorry?
Do they meet on Bloomsday? Or
I think it's something, they want to go around Dublin the way Leo Bloom does.
I would love that.
Yeah. And it's just this nice little play by an excellent writer named Stephen Dietz. And there it is. So she's in it. Yay! She's producing it.
What is her?
I don't know
the
the
role.
role. I'm not. I don't. Unfortunately, I don't know the play, and it's not like I'm flying out to see it. I wish I could, But it seems really lovely. Her company is doing it. You can see it if you happen to be in Ventura, California over the next month. And so Linda is going to be with us to talk about that, to talk about what it was like to get her master's degree, along with people like me, she was in my cohort at this university in Colorado, and other stuff, and the roles she's played. She is an Ovation Award nominee. Ovation was the California equivalent of the Tony Awards.
Oh, wow.
Remember when I went to the ASE Awards in Argentina, and that was California?
That's
their
great.
major was the Ovation Awards, and she was nominated for playing Vivian Baring in Wit.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Because they always say like such and such nominee.
Yeah. So that's a resume builder. And so she's done that. She's done a lot of theater. She's worked with a lot of people. She has stories to tell.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I should do this interview. I know her, right? When we were in close cahoots for several weeks over 2 years, more than a decade ago. But no. Rabbi Sol, speaking of the union, Rabbi Sol in his contract demands to do almost every interview that we have on here.
Wow. Is that
He's been, well, I don't pay him. So in record for being with the show and on the show and promoting the show, I have to give him.
It's an exchange, right? Like
Exactly.
Bartering,
Yeah. It was either that or a hand job. And I just, but, so I said, you know what? Yeah, no, I'll let you do most of the interviews. So Rabbi Sol will be interviewing actress Linda Livingston a bit later in the show, probably about an hour from now, on this episode of the Dave's Gone By Show. Of course, featuring my Jewish space laser. So that is kind of the major, stop that. The major component of this episode, but it's not the only component of this 996th episode of Dave's Gone By. Oh no, because we have some of our usual and unusual features. For example, we have a Colorado Limerick of the damned. My wife and I lived, as we were just saying, for a bit over 10 years in northern Colorado. And a couple of things happened while we were there. First of all, we discovered in the local newspaper, the Greeley Tribune, that they put, or the editors there, take the funniest phone calls that come into the Greeley Police Department, Greeley and Evans and Johnstown, that northern Weld County area, the funniest, most ridiculous ones, and combine them in a weekly column called Cop Log. And they take out the identifiers. You don't know the people or their exact addresses, but you do know what people are calling the cops about.
You take out more of the geographic data than they put.
Well, they usually give
Is this your? That's Linda.
Yeah.
Is that Charlie Chaplin?
Yes.
Okay.
They give the cross streets. I usually just give one street. Also because I just takes extra time to people. 99% of the people who watch this show aren't from Greeley, and saying that 20th Street Road and 11th Avenue means nothing to them, so I'll just say 11th Avenue. But Coplog, we take the funniest of those and share them with you in a weekly segment that we do called Greeley Times. We'll be doing Greeley Times on Dave's Gone By. We will also, speaking of Colorado, have our Colorado Limerick of the damned. Every weekend, we've been doing this for years. I read a brand new poem about some town, city, unincorporated community, neighborhood, ghost town, somewhere that has been, even if it isn't still, on a map of Colorado. And I write an evil, wrong, shameful poem about it. And it has to adhere to the usual limerick rules, like first two lines rhyme with the fifth line, and then the two lines in the middle rhyme. And of course, you have to use the name of the Colorado place as the major 3-time rhyme. I don't know why I started doing it. Well, I don't know why I started doing it. I'm a lunatic. And I don't know why I haven't stopped. But I have more than 300 of them. And I'm proud of most of them, not because they're sweet and nice, but because they're clever and sick and deranged. And we have another one today, just written like a day ago. And we're going to Calhoun, Colorado. Calhoun, Colorado. You can try looking for it on a map. It's sort of a ghosty town. I'll tell you what little there is to know about it. It's really more of a neighborhood. And then I will share with you our evil, rancid, how bad is it? Let's on the scale of, oh boy, yeah, this one's, yeah, for Calhoun, Colorado. That's on Dave's Gone, oh, sorry about that. On Dave's Gone By this Saturday morning also. Plus, what else are we doing? Oh yeah, we'll have story time, because Rabbi Sol Solomon has been reading.
Oh, the Spock.
Hey, where did my book go? I had it. Is it here? Oh, I have it. I don't think we're going to go through the whole book, even though it's kind of a grabber so far. But certainly one of the major works of literature. I mean, we think of James Joyce's Ulysses, of course. We think of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, Tolstoy's War and Peace, Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. And then, of course, there's Spock Messiah, a Star Trek novel by Theodore R. Cogswell and Charles A. Spano Jr., a book that is considered the worst of the Spock books by Spock and Star Trek-ophiles, Trekkies, if you will, and you will.
Why?
They're saying mainly because, I mean, if you're an anal Star Trek nerd, which I guess is kind of redundant, first of all, the character of Spock assumes that you already know and love Spock the way he is. So he starts off and spends most of the book not being Spock-like at all, because he's been mind-melded with a different creature, and it makes him a whole different personality. But it's sort of like, well, but if it's a Spock book, you want Spock to be Spock, right? So they object to that, and they object to, you know, I can't, oh, no, is it?
I think it might be.
Oh, where is he? He's here. Ladies and gentlemen, according to this, okay, this requires a let me finish up with Spock Messiah. So Rabbi Sol will read more from chapter 2 of Spock Messiah. That'll be our story time segment. But this, since we've moved to Maryland, because we're not in Colorado anymore, one of my favorite places to eat is Mission Barbecue, because Dave likes his meat. And I also like to eat barbecue. So, so Mission Barbecue, one of the good things that they do is they have a black plate special, which means that they have a plate that they don't normally make. And they do it for a few weeks, and it's a surprisingly reasonable price. So when they have like a prime rib black plate special, you go there because for $14 you get a decent size and a very tasty prime rib, right? And they do smoked, what's another thing they do? Like smoked steaks and Hawaiian steak and things like that. They're also currently doing a black plate special of shrimp. That.
People like that in summer.
It's tasty, but you get 7 shrimp on a plate for $14. Like, no.
Well, shrimp might be expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but that's ridiculous. But by Labor Day, they will change out their black plate, and they're due for a good one. They're due for some kind of steak or rib.
I think they usually start September with some kind of like that Hawaiian coffee grounds.
Yes.
Whatever.
They have one that's espresso rubbed and one that is Hawaiian. Yes, I'll be there almost every week. But give credit where credit is due. Even in their fallow time, even when they're serving shrimp at a meat place, they have their priorities in order. Because, ladies and gentlemen, according to Mission Barbecue, it's National Potato Day. That's what they're saying.
Look it up a little more deeply.
Celebrate with our potato salad.
David.
That is not how I celebrate, Daddy. I may celebrate by killing the CEO of Mission Barbecue. No, potato.
Oh,
no.
It says 3 days ago, though, so.
Oh, we missed it?
Yeah, let me see.
Oh. And there's even much more to the backstory of this.
When is National Potato Day in the U.S.? August 19th?
Oh!
Missed it.
How? How did we miss National Potato Day? Look at
the wheel for that, huh?
Oh my God.
Look at that, all that.
Oh. Wow. Yeah. Unbelievable. And it had to be later, well, I thought, because when we were living in Colorado in Greeley, we would go to their quote unquote Potato Day.
Why is it celebrated? To honor one of the world's most versatile foods.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
How to celebrate.
Wait a minute.
Oh, no.
We did celebrate National Potato Day without even thinking about it.
Okay.
It just occurred to me.
Okay, tell me.
So first of all, I was saying that when we lived in Colorado, we would go to Potato Day, but that was usually in very late August or early September, like after Labor Day. And it was really a way to show how the town was like 100.
Historical.
It was called the Greeley, not Greeley Historical, so Greeley Museums or something used to do it. And they would just have a blacksmith and hatchet throwing and Black Civil War recreator people. And it was fun. And you walk around and you get at the end, don't listen potato, a free baked potato for your $7 admission. Not too shabby. Yeah. So it was, I enjoyed it. I would walk around with these guys holding them. People would think I was selling them. I wasn't.
Buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
so,
go like, okay, where do I buy it? Yeah.
So potatoes were a very big deal. If you've known me since the beginning of this program, you know that potatoes have been a big deal in my life in a comical way. I'm not going to tell the hernia story, but we started collecting these guys after my wife and her mom bought me one to cheer me up when I was suffering terribly from a hernia. Now it's more than 25 years ago. And then I just started collecting for the humor of it. So I've got a lot of these potatoes, and potatoes became a thing. And we would go to Potato Day in Greeley. We have one in Maryland, but it's like a 2-hour drive from here.
Well, we don't really, we could see. Maybe next year we'll go.
I would love that.
Figure out where it is, we could definitely.
But the thing is, I did not realize, being a little out of the loop, that National Potato Day. Yeah. And it's funny, I'm on the feed for the Idaho potato folks. Remember, they were on this program.
Maybe they're kind of, maybe they might have an alternate, maybe Idaho Potato Day.
Or it was the Ore-Ida, or the people who founded Ore-Ida or something like that. And so, but I'm pretty sure that was the day, or maybe it was the day after, that we were, surfing through Netflix, and what did we watch?
Did we watch a show about potatoes? I can't.
In a manner of speaking. There was a documentary that they just put on about the founding and the rise and fall of the band Devo.
Oh, yes, correct.
And it's very enjoyable.
Did you know that Devo was so potato connected?
No!
They weren't from Idaho.
Not at all. But
I don't understand that still.
There's something about the potato
that they really like.
That Mark Mothersbaugh, Bob Mothersbaugh, Jeff, whatever, the folks of Devo.
There were 3 band members named Bob 1, 2, and 3.
I know. No wonder nobody knows their names except Mark Mothersbaugh. But
it's such a cool name. It reminds me of his Motherbaugh's like Mother's Vow, right? Mother's Cradle.
Oh, I like that.
I don't know if that's what it means, but.
I'm trying to make a joke out of this. Not succeeding.
No worries.
But for them, Devo, if you watch the documentary, was as much about making a statement, anti-consumerism, anti-going along with things,
They said de-evolution, like I think it was like a movement, like a. I'm not.
I had a movement this morning. It looked like an H.
No, but against like capitalism, against materialism,
yeah.
Against like the isms. Right?
Cookie cutterism, against everything just being like mom and pop 1950s.
Reference I still don't get.
Well, this idea that the regiment, all of us turn into basically potatoes, one after another on an assembly line.
Oh, well.
Not thinking, couch potatoing.
Oh, hold on here.
Keep talking, Daddy. Keep talking.
No, here. Play Kato.
Here you go. I'm sorry, potato. But notice, potatoes getting angry, potatoes having legitimate feelings about what I'm saying. Give them a little ketchup. Life is good. That is exactly the kind of thing that Devo was railing against.
Yes, like false consciousness.
So Devo, as a performing art collective, even more so than a band. And I didn't even realize, one of the band's album covers later on was them in, like, you see their heads coming out of potatoes.
Yeah, spinning.
And one of the early demos of Devo that they put on one of their post collective albums was called I Am a Potato.
I think they were graphic artists, one of them, right?
Yeah, I think Mark. Or
Yes.
Yeah. So I am a potato. Here's my spud gun. Visualizing potatoes, their artwork had potatoes involved. It was part of their aesthetic, part of their thing of we are a nation world of potato people because we're just kind of like, Daddy, you're starting to get. Sorry, potato.
Okay, there we go.
One day we will rule the world, and then Jews like you. Got potatoes. Stop it. Stop it. You of all people should not think about putting people like me in ovens. I was thinking more of the fryer, but okay. Because you almost joined the Friars Club. Okay. Yeah. So we watched, at the very least, we did watch the Devo documentary on or near August 19th, which was Potato Day. So we, by sheer almost accident, we honored this most important holiday, a holiday that for me is greater than Christmas, greater than Hanukkah, greater than Shmini Atzeret and the show I put together, because they're all kind of connected. Happy post-Potato Day, everybody. Thank you. So, by the way, it's 9:30 something in the morning Eastern Time. You're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful and amazing wife. It is our 996th episode that we are calling, I love this title, Livingston, I presume. Get it? Because we have actress Linda Livingston joining us with Rabbi Sol Solomon in the Daverhood in just a little while. Oh, and also I didn't mention that last week we were able to run quickly back and forth to Manhattan. That was a joy and a half. But I did get to squeeze in a show, a Broadway show called, it's Jeff Ross, the comedian, Take a Banana for the Ride. Not the most memorable title, but it is relevant. And it's a solo performance by, if you know Jeff Ross, he is the, let me see if he has his picture in here.
Roastmaster.
Here he is. Now you'll recognize him. So if you've been watching the Playboy roasts and the Hefner or post the Friars Club, speaking of which, roasts, Jeff Ross has been the roast master. He's the guy who the MC, and he brings up all these celebrities and fellow comedians to make vicious fun, and then say, "No, we love you," of whoever the roastie is. And he's been really good at it. He's a very funny comedian, and really good. He's in the Don Rickles mode too. He does really good crowd work and very quick on the uptake of grabbing someone in the audience, sizing them up immediately, and grabbing something to make fun of. So he's taken that to Broadway, trying to go, say, the Jackie Mason route with his show, which is a mix of stand-up but also kind of a play. It's Jeff Ross, Take a Banana for the Ride. And
what does that have to do with, I still don't know what that's a phrase is.
Oh, well, that's when I do Inside Broadway on this very program. Our Inside Broadway segment that we bring back every time I've got a show to review, and I do, I'll be reviewing Take a Banana for the Ride, and I'll explain what the title has to do with anything, and whether you should see it. I will give an actual review of whether it is worth your time and money to take a banana for the ride. So that, my friends, is the précis. That is the syllabus for this episode of Dave's Gone By.
See, it's really the agenda.
What's the difference?
Syllabus is the whole course. Agenda is for a short meeting, like a session. You have an agenda or objective.
Yeah, okay. So this is the agenda for this episode of the show. So before we get to Greeley Times, which is what we generally start with in terms of our regular, irregular segments, what else do we have to, well, we can talk about aspects of our trip to New York. So we run to New York to deal with some stuff that we've been dealing with for months, and I get a hotel. Now we're going, instead of on a Sunday night stay over, we have to do a Saturday night stay over, which is difficult because that's one of the most popular nights. Everything's more expensive, much harder to, we wanted to stay in the hotel we stayed in last time, but it was booked, literally booked solid. So I would go casting about for other midline, cheap Jew kind of motel or hotels for us to stay in that were reasonable to where we needed to be. And I find one, and it looks nice, and it's a great location. Yeah. I book it, we go in there, and the lobby is lovely. The room is really, very, very nice. And we're thinking, hey, Dave's done it again. I asked for a mini fridge because I like to buy Snapple in Arizona and keep them cold. They do provide that, but it's like stocked with mini fridge crap. Why are hotels still doing this? Why is it that, they'll fill...
I think it's a moneymaker because somebody gets in, they're really tired, and you don't want to go out and get food. There's no room service, so you buy a $15 candy bar.
That is exactly why they do it, but I hate that. Listen, I want a $15 Toblerone, or like an $8 can of tomato juice. It's sort of like, this is New York. Okay, if I want something, I will go down a block and find a CVS or a Drain Reed and just grab it, But fine. If I really, really wanted to, I could have just pushed things away, made space for a can or two. But as my wife says, no, don't mess anything in there because it's all weighted. So if you move this over here, you move that over there, and then the maid looks, they open the thing and say, well, this isn't where it should be. They must have drunk it. And then, goes on the bill. I'm like, okay, don't want a deal. Do not want a deal. But other than that, just this lovely hotel, right? For a reasonable, especially for a Saturday night, a reasonable price, especially for New York. And it also, the room was small, but it didn't give you that cramped up feeling.
No, it was beautiful.
That so many New York hotel rooms give you. It's not like bed on two little things of a corner and you're kind of, here's the front door. And you have 1 foot of space in between. It was really, you open, you went, this is, and it had a window. It was amazing. I almost booked another hotel, and I read down the things about it and the room that they had available. And so this room is about that, this has this, there's no window. And even for one night, and not that a window should matter so much, but I was like,
how could it not have a window? I don't understand that.
4 walls. It's New York. 4 walls, which isn't so terrible, and yet maybe because I've lived in Colorado and lived in Maryland and lived on Long Island, the idea of being in a place with literally no windows somehow just feels, in a weird way, claustrophobic. Not that I need to look out the window every minute, but there's just something like, wait a minute, I'm in a box. I'm really in a box. And maybe they arrange it, they have mirrors, maybe they have great paintings, or a Syrah, Sunday in the park, so you feel, So I was like, you know what, no, I want a friggin' window. So we get to this other hotel, and they have a window, and you peel open the car, and you're just staring at like this cement wall, like 5 feet away. And yet that window would come in handy. Go figure. I'm very, very glad we had that window. Even though visually, if you wanted to see any part of New York, you basically had to go like, there's some sky, there's a bum vomiting, and there's a dirty water hot dog salesman. Okay, we're in New York. Oh, a wall, right? But at least has a window. And so and I wanted to take a shower because every couple of weeks I feel like I should take a shower. And I go in and it's a pretty shower and there's nice water rainfall kind of thing with 2 heads and something like that. Cannot for the life of me figure out how to work it. It has these 2 knobs. There's no, also I would need glasses, but there's, and so I pull the thing over and it's blazing hot. So hot water was not an issue. And then I pull it down. Oh, I guess it's too hot. Let me pull it down. And as soon as I start pulling it down, the water shuts off. So there's no medium. There's no cool knob. If I do the other knob, nothing happens. If I do this knob, it's like, hot! Less hot, less hot. No, just a drop. All right. So basically, I spent the entire shower as quickly as possible going like, hot, 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 and backing away from it. True story. True. You were there. I wasn't quite screaming. And I would have been like a lobster, if you'll forgive the phrase. Had I been able to sort of like gradually, incrementally make the water hotter, I would have gotten used to that and would have liked being under it. But when you're kind of just sort of in it, and it's hot, 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 and I'm just kind of going, I go, this feels more cold. It was not my favorite shower in the world. I tried to get clean, or as clean as possible. Yeah. Thank you very much. Here, look. I don't know if you can see. Oh, yes, you can. Here. This is what I sort of felt. Oh, no, this would have been a good thing. Like a lobster that doesn't know it's being boiled until it's too late. Yeah. I would have liked that. Yeah. Instead of being like, boiling! Boiling! Okay, rinse. Plus, I don't know what I understand why hotels do this, but I grew up with bar soap. Oh. Now, when I would go into a bar, I get a beer, some pretzels. I want some soap with. No, I grew up with holding a bar of soap and going put the soap down. I know this is not inconvenient. I know it's extra work. I know it doesn't make sense to prefer that to goo, to gel. Every hotel now is like, no, gel. And it's soap. But I don't like it coming out as gel. I want to hold a bar of soap. I want to take the thing and go hook. I don't want to just go like pump. For sure. And it's not ironic. It's weird. And I know this is a mental thing of mine. Because I don't mind it with shampoo and conditioner. Yeah. Shampoo, I would not want a bar of shampoo. That would I would hate that. I don't want a bar of conditioner. Conditioner, you go, I get it. But somehow it is anathema to me and unpleasant to go, and just have soap and be like, bleh. It is what it is. That's my nourish guy. Except for the fact that I couldn't figure out even how to pump the shampoo dispenser. So I had to take off the fucking thing while the steam is blasting.
While you were getting steam.
And it was like, these were high-level products, too. It wasn't like, this was not some crappy motels, which I probably would have enjoyed more. Yeah. Motel 6 or something, but, I have to...
Years ago, my grandmother used to take those little soaps. She probably had hundreds of them, yeah.
Well, remember we watched the documentary about, speaking of comedians, Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, yeah.
He would take every bar of soap, every shampoo, every free item, put them in his suitcase, and so he would always have soap and shampoo.
Yeah.
And of course, tragically, he died way too young, and he died leaving behind a giant suitcase of soap and shampoo.
Yes.
So
been in that well.
There's a lesson in that. Right, I could bring a bar of soap to every hotel. I could
get you. Maybe we could somehow look for travel-size soaps, and we just bring them.
But they have to be dialed because I want them smelly like flowers.
Well, David, but finish the rest of your story.
Yeah. And a lot of times in hotels, if it's 1 or 2 nights, I don't even bother showering because I showered the night before at home. But here I was really wretched and stinky. I needed a shower.
You walked to the Jeff Roth show.
Yeah. So I have this certainly I got clean. It was a good hot shower. It was just a good too hot shower for me, and I'm complaining about it. And then idiot that I freaking am, I come out of the shower and the room was very cold when we got there. Yeah. And so I set the temperature down 1 degree or up 1 degree so that I wouldn't get pneumonia coming out of the shower. So I say the room was 67 and I popped it to 68, which is a very pleasant temperature for it to be. And then, we're watching TV, we're winding down for the night, and I'm really just getting, I popped it to 68, but it's getting a little warm in here. I think I'll try and get it back to 67.
Yeah.
So I go up to the thermostat thing, which I have no idea how to work. And even with or without my glasses,
No,
I'm
well,
like,
when you were gone too, I left the window open, so that might have helped. Because I had the window open. I always like air, fresh air. No?
Well, no, I mean, it didn't. Probably when the conditioner was working, it didn't help. As soon as I started tinkering with it, stopped helping. So I popped the thing. I'm like, okay, and you know, it'll get nice, cooler again, because it wasn't unpleasant. And then we're going to sleep, and about 1 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, not to pee. Usually 2, 3 o'clock I get up. You know, I'm 61 years old. It's pee time for Dave, and then go back to sleep. But this time I woke up and literally not just my pillow, but everything was wet. A ball of sweat. No, not wet. No.
You're hot. Yeah.
Like just like sweating like a pig. Apologies to your pig toy. Here, can you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Poor thing.
So I'm like, what the? So I start diddling with the thermostat, trying to figure it out. And I don't want to call down to the operator because I just want to go to sleep. But I figure I just keep hitting the down button and make it go cooler. And the number would change, and it would go like this and this. And then I just said, oh, this is awful. I'm trying, and every 10 minutes I try and get back to sleep. And I'm just like, what the hell? Why can't I figure out how to work a thermostat? And I've been in hotels. You know, if it's not your own thermostat in your house, you don't know. You don't know that, okay, you have to press this button, then hold this one, then double press this, and that changes the temperature. Otherwise, when we moved into this house, I was like, I would press the button to get it a little cooler. I'd walk away, and nothing would happen. And I said, no, you have to press this, then hold this other button, or else it doesn't take. It doesn't read that you want to change the number. It just shows you a number. So I thought maybe this is how this hotel works. And then by middle of the night, late night, as you said, I cracked the window because now at least it's cooler outside. Because this is the middle of August. It was in the daytime it was 85 degrees. At night, okay, it goes down to the upper 70s. It's a little more humane, which according to our thermostat was a major thing because our thermostat was like red with 80. And you knew it was more than 80 degrees in our damn room.
It was not, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, no, you're a heat person.
I need heat,
yeah. And it's Ayurvedic or whatever for your body, not for mine. Not that I like to be cold, but I like to be cool.
Yeah.
So in the morning, like first thing was...
You couldn't use the phone.
Yes!
The phone was like a spaceship. You're like, I can't use the phone!
These European hotels... It reminded me of when we were in
Kansas City,
or even Ireland or somewhere. No, we were never in Kansas City.
Yeah, we were. Where did we go? Indianapolis, where they had the espresso machine.
Yes.
We could use.
Was it an espresso or was it just some kind of weird?
Like off-brand.
What the? Where does the water go? Could not. We were there for a couple of days. Could not figure it out. Now I've got a telephone that just kind of looks like a crossbar of something. I don't know what number to hit for the opera. I can't even. It's in this cradle. I don't know how to get out of the cradle.
It just had no numbers, right?
Oh, and I'm just like looking at this thing. I'm just gonna hit 0 because I'm assuming in a hotel, if you hit 0, you just get the operator. Yeah. So I'm like beep, and 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm schwitzing. I'm like miserable. I'm like, hi, and I say, yeah, could you please just tell me how to work the thermostat? Obviously, I don't know.
Shower too.
No, I wasn't going to shower again. It was just one night. I'm like, can you shower, telephone? Can you tell me how to get? I couldn't get the minibar door open, even to get to the minibar.
And they had a picture. It was from like knockoffs of museum pictures. And one was a woman like staring at a charcoal drawing, staring at me. It made me uncomfortable a little bit.
Oh, God. Yeah. Sure. I didn't mind the photograph. I thought there was a nice design of the room. But so I called him and I said, yeah, could you please how does this thermostat work? And I was like, oh, yeah, no, our air conditioning broke last night. So it had nothing to do with anything I was trying to do or could or couldn't do with a thermostat. Yeah. They've been working. They've been doing construction.
Well, you went and got a beautiful breakfast. That was the good
True,
idea.
true. But he said, oh yeah, sorry, our air conditioner in the middle of August.
Yeah.
Not only that, people have complained, and they've actually had a sheet about this.
Yeah.
One of the things was we were leaving early to deal with stuff. We were just staying overnight and leaving in the morning.
Yeah.
Apparently, after
Between
9...
10 to 5, they had construction.
Loud thudding construction. One of the reasons this hotel had rooms available when a lot of the other hotels we would have stayed at did not, right? But we weren't there long enough to be bothered by any construction noise or anything like that. But the heat, and humidity, it's New York. It's like in Colorado. It's like, I came out of the shower an hour later. I was like, I need a shower.
That's because you boiled yourself.
So one of the nice things that they do at the hotel, because they're remaking the hotel while they have people in it,
it's not a new hotel, but they bought a different hotel and they were changing into a
God bless them, but don't put people in until you're ready to open properly. Because one of the other things is you're supposed to get like a free breakfast with your stay, which I'm always, I'm down with. That's great. Even in New York, where you can get breakfast, from a cart, from a bagel and a thing for a couple of dollars. But it's like, no. They have a deal with this bakery across the street.
And the guy said it's not going to always be like that once we get the hotel,
Well, you know what? and so it's fine. I'm perfectly happy with a bagel.
It was delicious.
And I can go downstairs and eat.
It was delicious. It was, you had some kind of croissant sandwich, and it was delicious.
It was yummy. No, I had a bureka.
Oh, yes.
Which is either Polish or Armenian or Hungarian or something.
I think is Eastern. I don't know. Let me look.
But it was yummy.
What is the origin of the bureka? Veruca. Let's see. How do you spell bureka?
Bureika, I think.
Yep, you got it.
What is in there? It's yummy.
It says the Sephardic Jews who were expelled from Spain sought refuge in the Ottoman Empire. Most of here.
Okay. I'll need my glasses for this, I think. I have them here somewhere. Oh, here they are. I got them. Latango. In Turkey. It's Turkish.
It's you'll see the name.
There we go.
Okay. But it's
Wait, why? The Sephardic Jews created a new dish, which adapted burek, the Turkish thing, to their kosher dietary laws and combined it with their traditional empanadas.
Ooh, it was delicious.
Empanadas are traditional Jewish kosher dish? I don't think so.
Maybe for Sephardim.
So where is it? Is it cuisine? It was delish. Who knew? Literally, when I was ordering it, I had no idea it was a Jewish Sephardic dish.
Delicious, yeah.
And what did you have? You had...
I don't remember, but it was good.
It was
some kind of egg thing. It was delicious, like egg. It was really, really good.
And you got a free beverage of your choice. And so I got a smoothie and a lovely pastry. So you had a schlep across the street to this place, but it wasn't crowded. It was very tasty. No complaint about that. Because other people, I'm sure, complain. It comes with free breakfast. I just want to go down to the lobby and get it. Why do I have to? Fine, whatever.
You got air conditioning when you went in the store. You said it was nice.
Oh, it was very pleasant. It was also beautiful outside at that point.
Yeah.
Because it was 7:30 in the morning. And then we go back, and I told this story last week about my wonderful and adorable wife, who is sweet and great and kind, but she also has a pair on her. When she feels that she's being disrespected, or she feels like I'm being,
my problem is I have a thing for equity and justice, and
right.
That's not good in this world.
So we come down, and I'm like, this has not been my favorite. It hasn't been my worst hotel stay, but it has not been my favorite hotel stay. The air conditioning breaking down was the deal breaker.
Yeah.
Even though you were comfortable, but you fought for my right. Because I would have said, at this...
I knew you were upset first by the shower. Because you were like, I can't work the shower. You were mad about the fridge, and when you dropped the phone, I was like, that's it, man.
That's it. I'm just like, I
thought the phone dropping was the last straw.
By the way, I didn't drop and break the phone. I just dropped it on the...
No, it was like a handheld phone, yeah.
So, so she goes to the guy. There's managers downstairs, and they're just fielding, probably since midnight, they're fielding calls from angry people staying at the hotel. They're saying, like, why can't, it's hot. What the hell's wrong with you? I have a medical condition. So, so I would have just said, for Christ's sake, take something off the bill. Right? Do something. This is awful. And I'll put a bad review on Yelp and so forth. Even though it's not per se your fault. You're miserable down in the lobby because it was probably hot down there. But my life is like, this is not right. This is not, we paid here.
But also I read that they were, because I know, like, with the construction and stuff, they're a new hotel. So we both thought that they opened before they were ready for guests. And that's what, that's what bothered me. Like, if you're going to have ongoing construction. Like, when we stayed at the place in Buffalo, they had construction.
But it didn't affect us at all.
It was a whole other wing. So, you knew, like, the building you were in, you weren't going to hear it. The other buildings, you'd see them walk out with, like, planks or whatever, but you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
You'd see a truck, but you wouldn't, it wouldn't affect you. So that, I think, you were really upset, and I
wasn't really upset. I was just pissed off. Rightfully so, I think.
I would go back there. Like I said to them, once things are working, I would go back there. I think the location's great. I think the art is beautiful. I think
except the staring woman.
The staring woman I would move, but like, it was, and they had, like, Bronte, they had a Dickinson book.
Instead of a Bible, they had
it was gorgeous.
Emily Bronte
it was
novel.
Like Mondrian. It was supposed to be like an arts hotel, right?
And like one of these European-y kind of...
I like that.
Yeah, and when they get themselves properly fixed, let people in, and it's a very nice place to stay, right? And if it takes a while to get the breakfast place, fine, keep sending people across the street. But my wife is like, because I would have said, like, okay, we'll take 10% off your bill. No, thank you for that.
I said to the concierge guy, I said, I've taken a picture of the thermostat. So I took it because, like, you need proof.
Yeah.
Like
we need proof. He knew, but he was very, my wife was like, she wasn't yelling, she wasn't angry.
You're going to compensate for this because this isn't right.
And they did.
And I said, it's a beautiful hotel. We'd come here again in a heartbeat if the AC was working, but this is not the way to treat people. And I remember the woman we were a while ago in New York. I remember her husband was like, looked like a wrestler. He was like a really huge guy. And I was talking to him at the elevator, and she said, oh, yeah, we slept in the lobby because none of the key cards worked and the electricity didn't work in another hotel. And I'm thinking, like, not for nothing, but there's a lot of places to stay.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
in that price range,
like, if it's your fault, you have to say, mea culpa, we messed up.
And make good.
Yeah, if it's that, like, Con Ed went out and there's no electricity in the city, it's one thing. But if you're doing construction at night and you break your AC, then that's on you.
Yeah. And the guy was very amenable. And because, more fly, it's not that flies with honey rather than vinegar, but there's a certain stuff, honey, but underneath it, like a steel girder.
Right? No, but I just was like, honestly, because for me too, it's like, put yourself in that situation. If you went to a place and there was no AC, you would want the same.
Okay, no, absolutely. And what I will say is that this hotel made good. Yeah. I don't know what they were giving other customers, other people who were staying there. I don't know. I told the guy, I said, look, shower's weird. The thing was off. It was not very nice. I would say, give us $12,000 and we'll be scratched. We both laughed. I was kind of hoping it would work, but no.
You said that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I said, we'll make, 12,000. We're good on that. Hey, they didn't. No. But they did make a reasonable, more than fair adjustment. Because we did have a decent, nice place to stay. There's no bed bugs. It wasn't dirty.
It was beautiful.
The shower did, more people would complain about a cold shower than a too hot shower, I think. So, fair's fair. And they were fair. Yeah, and we got what we deserved.
Yeah. Which
is a nice thing. So, oh my God, it's 10 o'clock Eastern Time here in the Daverhood. You're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my amazing wife, and all of you watching at home. And of course, you, if you've watched the show before, you know that you can watch a million of our other shows, well, not a million, 995 of our prior shows by going to davesgoneby.com. davesgoneby.com. This is where the audio of all our radio episodes is. And then, of course, the last 7 years we've been video too. All you gotta do is go to the website, stream, download. You can see everything that we have done on this program on davesgoneby.com. Our archives also reside at archive.org. We have a channel there. It's the same stuff. It's just we have another website in case our regular one goes down. And archive, we're very proud to be on archive.org because it's a repository of art and culture and literature from the past thousands of years. So it's like, hey, we want to be part of that. Anybody who goes on that website can find us. All our interviews, all our episodes at our channel on archive.org. We also have a channel on castbox.fm, which is our audio only. So every episode is just, for the video episodes, you don't get the visual. You just can hear it, which makes it convenient as a podcast if you're traveling, if you're at the gym, if you're on a train somewhere. So do check that out as well. We have a YouTube channel, Dave's Gone By, and I think that'll about, and plus, of course, our Facebook page, Dave's Gone By. So the first place to start for all things about this program is davesgoneby.com, as well as our Facebook page. Anyway, let's get to, you want to do Greeley Times? You want to wait? Yeah, let's do Greeley Times, and then we'll, of course, have Rabbi Sol Solomon interviewing Linda Livingston, the actress, the award-winning and nominated actress as well, plus Colorado Limerick of the Damned, plus Spock Messiah, plus Inside Broadway. Lots to do. And the chickens are flying. Time. Oh, I got to play the music for something called Greeley Times, which is, as we said, based on a weekly column in the Greeley Tribune newspaper, based on real, actual phone calls that come to the Greeley Police Department from people worried about something going on in their neighborhood. Here's the guy who sings songs about cities and towns, singing in particular about Greeley, Colorado. Oh, yeah.
Greeley, Colorado, oh my goodness, what a wonderful city, oh yeah. Greeley is a wonderful city located in northern Colorado, 49 miles northeast of Denver. Oh yeah, it's such a great city.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Greeley, Colorado, indeed, where my wife and I used to live. And now we come to Greeley Times. So our first phone call, which I will grab on the big phone. Here it is. A caller on 30th Street reported people in the locker room with the blinds closed and the doors shut. Caller thinks they were doing drugs. Okay, that wasn't that funny, but they're cute, they're fun. These are all real. Oh, another call. Here we go. Yeah, no, this actually looks like a phone. Yeah, a caller at a park on 16th Street said,
Oh no.
someone was sleeping next to the pond.
A frog? Oh wait, I know who it was.
Oh.
Was it him?
Well, his eyes are open, so I don't know.
Okay, no, not him. Okay. Good.
But here's the interesting thing. The caller wanted to specify that the man was sleeping, not napping.
What's the difference? How do you know the difference?
I mean, looking a thesaurus is. I think now that I read it again, I think the difference is, you can sit down on a park bench for a little 10 minutes. Now you're drowsy, you nap, and you get up and go. Sleeping means you're homeless, you're living there, you're camped out for the night, which is urban blight and eyesore and all of that. I assume that's what they meant. I just love it. Maybe this is Maryland. Could have been Edgar Allan Poe. He was
It
nodding.
wasn't Maryland. It wasn't Maryland. It was Greeley.
Oh, crap. You're right.
Yes.
So it wasn't Edgar Allan Poe nodding,
Maybe
nearly
they were
napping.
sleeping off potato day.
That would do it.
You can put your frog down, honey. You can put your frog down.
Bye, frog.
So cute. He looks like Devo. He looks like Devo Frog.
Are we not frogs? We are Devo. Are we not frogs? We are Devo.
Looks like a Devo.
Croak, 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 croak. Wait a minute. I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, do we have another call? Oh, I'm going to take this, ladies and gentlemen, on the kumquat phone. I was talking a week or so ago about trying to cut my old man phlegm down. Because if you've been watching the show post-COVID and post being 60, I sometimes get phlegm in the morning that hinders and hampers my ability sometimes to speak a little bit, or I'm carrying this wad until I finally get it out. And sometimes I would literally share that on camera with you. And I know you love that. I know it was a real moving part of your day to watch me hawk up actual phlegm and then show it to you and try and read it like tea leaves. Well, my wife read on the interwebs that one of the things that helps cut phlegm is eating a kumquat with extra quat as opposed to the other. So here, if you've never seen one, this is a kumquat. They have them in our local supermarket. It's basically like an orange after the nuclear holocaust. This is it, same color and same flavor, only more tart. So I'm going to, oh look, my fingernails are nice and clean. Must have been that hot water at the hotel. But, so I'm going to eat, because you missed it. I already hawked up phlegm earlier this morning, but I didn't save it for you. I just flushed it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to eat the kumquat phone for your pleasure and my health. Here it goes. You're supposed to apparently eat, nobody eats an orange with a rind, but you're supposed to eat one of these straight down.
It's too hard to peel.
It's like a more bitter orange. Not bad. But there's always one part of the peel that I can't fully chew. Oh, that came out. There's a pit. There's a pit in these little things. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Chew and for a second. I'm sure it's good fiber.
Theater Wing give an award?
American
Theater Wing, is that recent?
Well, wait, the American Theater Wing and the League of Theaters give out the Tonys.
Oh, okay.
And they probably have some awards of their own. Anyway, that was me eating a see how, God, not my favorite fruit, but it's not terrible. Let me wash the kumquat down. Too late to help me with phlegm today, but maybe tomorrow. Anywho, a caller. Let me grab the poo phone since I ate the kumquat phone. A caller on 30th Avenue. I just shot a wad of kumquat on the screen. Ew. Look at it. Literally flew out of my mouth. There it is. I'm having a day, ladies and gentlemen. So, a caller on 30th Avenue reported... What? I know. Yeah. Why is it playing?
Don't touch it.
Stop that. What's this thing? 30th Avenue reporting a man peeing in a bush. I don't know what her name was, but she's very accepting. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Let's see. Oh, honey, I need noise. Now I need this. I need this.
Here.
And I need this.
Get your laser. You got your laser.
And my space laser. Because guess what?
What?
We have an alert. We have an actual chicken Chicken alert! Chicken alert! Here they come. They're flying chickens. I can get that one. Oh, we got that one. You saw that. Literally in front of the camera. Chicken alert! Chickens everywhere. Because when we get a story in the Greeley Tribune about a chicken or a rooster, we have a chicken. Oh, that was beautiful. Try and get in front of the camera. Perfect. Yes.
I'm trying.
Yeah, no, you are. That's what I'm saying. You're really doing it.
Woo!
Woo! Wow.
They were excited. They heard a chicken. I think they heard chicken exodus, but the alert is closer.
And you know what? If you miss the camera lens, no harm, no foul. So, chicken alert, ladies and gentlemen. A caller on 28th Avenue reported a chicken in her backyard that did not belong to her.
Uh-oh.
I doubt she would have reported a chicken that did belong to her, so kind of excessive right. That would be one of my goals.
You're supposed to call like ASPCA. They'll come get the chicken.
Yeah, or do they chip chickens?
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Like missing pets, cats. I don't know if they do.
You should suggest that. That's a good suggestion.
But chickens have such small heads, so if you insert a chip in them, where we're gonna, you literally the chip would seem sticking out like a Hershey bar.
Then kill them and cook them. You're gonna eat the chips, so you don't want to do that.
Ooh.
Most of these chickens are not for they're for food.
Well, what do Koreans do then? Just kidding. Oh my God. Anyway, that was our chicken alert for this Saturday, August 23rd, 2025, as part of Greeley Times. Another call? I'm going to get on the stereo chicken phone. A caller on 4th Street said, now here I don't know who I would call. She had caught what in a trap? What do you think she had caught in a trap?
A raccoon.
No.
Chicken.
You're in the
squirrel. Fox.
Kind of no.
Cougar.
Good Lord, no.
Bear.
No. Skunk.
Oh, I would never thought of that. Okay.
Like, if you catch a skunk in a trap, what do?
You don't want to be doing that. No.
Yeah. It's fine that they're caught, but if you even go near them, they're not going to be in a good mood. You probably you are going to want to call animal control at that point.
I think so.
Yeah. We know this part very, very well. Our next call, laser phone. A caller on Reservoir Road said that a neighbor put up a security camera that was pointing in the caller's backyard.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Wait.
There you go. Yeah, actually I thought I'd have funnier things to say about that, but...
people do it all the time.
Honey, this is not quite an alert, but it does give me an excuse to say one of my favorite phrases of all time. Moose, moose, on the loose. Moose, moose, on the loose. Moose, moose, on the loose. I just like saying that. And guess what? A caller at a park on 26th Street.
A lot of people calling from parks.
Calling from parks. No skunk, right? Not somebody peeing on a bush. Not a chicken. No. A caller at a park on 26th Street saw a moose at the park. Colorado Parks and Wildlife reported that they were, this is brilliant. They called, it was not a hoax, it was not just a deer that looked like a moose. It was a moose. And they reported that they were unable to relocate it at the time, but they were going to try again. What were they going to get, a condo in Fort Collins?
Moose protection.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, if somebody calls a moose and they're not expecting it, don't antler. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're watching Dave's Gone By. Why you're watching Dave's Gone By, I don't know, but you are. Oh, but it is a toothpaste. So, my wife has toothpaste on her robe. I don't know if you know this, but when you're sleeping at night, I take toothpaste and I just go along the ridges of your robe. So it gives you a nice minty smell in the morning to enjoy.
That's why I'm not bad breath, I guess.
Speaking of skunks, a caller, catch a phone, yahoo, A caller on 49th Avenue said that, quote, a foul odor was coming from the apartment next door. Police determined that the smell was just coming from the neighbor's trash bin. So, yeah. There are times when I'm throwing away like remnants of chicken and grease from things, and you come at it.
I might have thought it was somebody who, like, you know.
Oh yeah. No, I get it, but it's kind of funny that foul odor made its way.
Oh, from chicken, you think?
Into our lexicon. Well, no, they probably thought it was something really
Like
worse.
Yeah.
Let's do one more, and then we'll do elsewhere. So here's I need the one more phone. Here we go. A caller. Wait, where are you? Oh, unknown address. A caller at an unknown address said his granddaughter invited.
It's not a park.
No, actually not. Decidedly not, because his granddaughter invites her friend over without his permission. The caller said he sneaks in through a window. In related news, the Greeley abortion clinic reported a spike in unwanted pregnancy. So, yeah, Grandpa. I thought she was inviting him over, he'd come in and say, oh, that asshole again. He's sneaking in through a window.
You know what that is.
Yeah. It's not the only hole he's going through that night. Anyway, let's get to elsewhere. So in Greeley Times, we also make room for one or two stories that are not from northern Colorado at all, but they are weird, ridiculous, true news stories that have been reported. And they can be from anywhere. And this time, this one is from Burbank. We were talking about California before, and we will in just a couple of minutes with Linda Livingston. Here's a story coming out of Burbank, California, as told by the New York Post. A klutzy California woman had to be freed from inside a Chuck E. Cheese arcade game. The Snow Day machine makes users step inside.
Wait. Explain it? What is it?
So she's in an arcade game in Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay, yeah.
And it's called the Snow Day machine.
Is it like you get snowed on? It's like snow?
I've never actually gotten a picture of this. Users step inside where soft snowballs rain down on them. Users then place the balls in the indicated scoring holes to rack up points.
Let me
Kind of like a weird version of skee ball, but maybe not.
What is it called? Okay.
It's called Snow Day.
Image of Snow Day machine at Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't even know what this is.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Oh, what is it, babe? It's like
It's pretty bad. Okay.
I can't even.
There's a picture. They're freeing the person here.
Let me see. Oh, well, this is the story.
That looks like torture. It's like people. You just, wait a minute, look what you did. You just.
Oh, okay, yeah. When I grab the phone,
Okay.
But, this woman.
Picture of Snow Day rescue from Snow Day machine at Chuck E. Cheese.
The woman who had to sit on her knees to even fit in the capsule, which, by the way, is designed for young children, was rescued by the Burbank Fire Department. Here, just put it flat on my hand so I can't.
Okay.
It won't. It won't change. There we go.
Okay, so
There she is.
being freed.
There's the LA Fire Department.
Why would she climb in there? Do you want a prize, or you just?
It really looks like she's in some kind of children's glory hole.
It looks like, remember the Boy in the Bubble with John Travolta?
Yes.
It reminds me of that. Like she's in some isolation.
The game is supposed to last just a few minutes, but the woman's attempt she wanted to cheat the system.
Yeah.
By shoving her arm in a narrow tube.
Oh, she did something herself.
Gave her an hour-long ordeal. The entire time, a group of children seated in the booths watched in fascination as firefighters worked to get the helpless woman's arm unstuck. Said a restaurant spokesperson, quote, "This young adult was playing a game intended for children and decided to stick her arm into a hole not intended for hands or arms."
There you go.
Once freed, the woman, quote...
She did it again. It's like that game game with your fist in the vase and you don't let go.
Oh, yeah, it's like
you have a cookie or something and you won't let go.
Yeah. And amazingly enough, after this hour-long ordeal on her knees with her thing stuck and firefighters taking her out, once she was out, quote, the woman continued to enjoy an evening of fun with her family.
Wow. I would be like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
It's probably embarrassing.
You think? I would be out the door. I never, not anything against Chuck E. Cheese.
But you love Chuck E. Cheese, so you might stay there forever.
I would.
You might have wanted a pizza. Look at that.
Do you think Chuck E. Cheese has skee ball?
Oh, she's stuck in there, probably.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, or she's got her arm in a place where, let's just say, only children's arms and feet should be going, if anything. Or...
It's amazing they got her out. I mean, she could have lost an arm.
Yeah,
but if it got jammed in her, they'd have to.
And the circulation was.
Or they'd have to cut her arm out.
Yeah. Well, if they had to break open the machine and stuff, then if I were Chuck E. Cheese, I'd make her pay for the.
They probably haven't. I'm sure they listen in these arcades and amusement parks. I'm sure they must have high insurance because things probably. Have bad things, unfortunately, probably happen a lot.
Oh, yeah, no, if a game falls over and kills a child.
Or like somebody falls off the dentist,
You have to pay for a new mop every time you get the blood. So, anywho, that was our Elsewhere for today in our Greeley Times segment here on Dave's Gone By. We've got a couple more Greeley Timey sort of things, and then we'll get to the rest of our show. So, do we have a call?
Oh.
Pooh phone. Yellow. Okay, a caller. This is not an 8th and 8th alert, where it's 8th Avenue and 8th Street.
Or is it?
It's not a 9th and 9th alert. However, it is a 10th and 10th. So this is 10th Avenue and 10th Street in Greeley, Colorado. A caller at a city building reporting a man outside, quote, acting crazy near the building. The caller said that the man was, quote, grabbing his private parts and being provocative. I don't know if there's anything provocative about grabbing your private.
Maybe he was a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Oh.
You know?
In that case, then this particular news item was a thriller. But provocative means thought-provoking rather than sexual. There's not really that much provocative about a weird man grabbing his nuts and saying things. So I don't know if that's quite the word I would use. But anyway, we have one more call, and then we will table our Greeley Times for this week. We're going to grab the shocked person phone. Here we go. Oh, yeah, this works fine. Let's give her a little hair because this involves a woman. So I'll use my hair. A caller on 7th Avenue said that a man followed a woman down the alley saying, "Come here, baby." He originally, this gets creepy. He originally left after the caller confronted him. But the caller found the man hiding behind a car in the parking lot shortly after. So I would call, this is one of those where
That's real. I don't think that's like a stalk. What are you, stalking, is it in English, stalking?
Stalking and creepy, truly behavior that would give me butterflies and stuff.
Yeah, that's real.
However,
somebody went out to help her. That's pretty creepy.
If you are a hot girl and you come at me with "Come here, baby," I would.
No, but you mean?
I'm joking now. Yes, if it never happened to me, never will. But one can dream, and it has been a dream for me to do the Greeley Times segment here on this 996th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the Stream.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi!
Yippee-yi, 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 yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Okay, it's not quite 10:30 in the morning Eastern Time. We'll be in a couple of minutes, and this is the perfect time, though, to bring in our guest for this week's episode of the show. We're calling the show Livingston, I presume, because our guest is actress.
Oh, yeah. She's a great human. It'll be really interesting.
She's wonderful, yeah. Linda Livingston. She's going to talk about her.
Is that her real name or stage name?
I'm guessing it's her real name. It's a great name.
Yeah, that's what I wondered.
Linda Livingston. She is going to be. Honestly, I'm not sure. I think she was married. Maybe that would have been her husband's name. I don't know. I don't. Maybe we'll find out.
Such an alliteration.
It's a perfect actress kind of a name, isn't it?
It is. It sounds like an English theater actress.
Yeah. The only problem with that name is it's quite popular. So if you start Googling her, you find another actress and you got black singer name. So no, this is Linda Livingston.
Does she have an initial then or no?
No, not. I guess she's an equity under that name, so maybe she owns it. But Linda is appearing, or will be in a couple of days, like next weekend, will be doing a play called Bloomsday by Stephen Dietz, and they're doing it over at Ventura. Well, wait, let me get the actual location for it. It's going to be at, where do I have her? No, I have it here. I just can't find where I have it here. I printed it, but I don't have that particular page. Shame on me.
I'll find it.
Well, it is Bloomsday.
Where is Linda Livingston performing Bloomsday in California?
I know her company is Prospect Theater, and they're doing it at Namba Arts.
It's right there.
Yeah, Namba Arts.
The one you need.
Yeah. Let me see if they have a picture or anything that I can show with it. Well, just you know, look how pretty.
Let me see.
Pretty logo. And $20 for tickets.
Is that Dublin? It's probably Dublin.
Yeah, gotta be. That's the Liffey River or something. So, or I mean, I'm literally listening to Ulysses in the car. It's going to take me a year to finish this book, but I'm trying to. For the third time in my life, I'm trying to actually get through Ulysses for once. Maybe I will. I'll be dead before I finish this damn book. But Bloomsday is not. It's not Ulysses in Nighttown. It's not an adaptation of Ulysses. It's a romantic comedy about a couple who both loved James Joyce and are kind of, I guess, perambulate in the same locations in Dublin that Leo Bloom does in the book Bloomsday. Yeah. So Linda Livingston.
If it were here, I'd see it. I'd love that.
I would see it too. You know, it hasn't been done as far as I know in New York.
Anything from West Coast to East Coast? No.
Almost
yeah,
never.
Saying, yeah, that's surprising.
There are certain things that they try out.
Yeah.
They used to do it at Houston Sally Theater. There were sometimes
But they never
Hartford.
say like where they're going to bring coast to coast.
Never. Because it's a small. I mean, this show's been done elsewhere. It's like a world premiere.
Maybe somebody else will take the play and do it, right?
They should. It sounds like a lovely, lovely piece. So the kind of piece that John Patrick Shanley would write, and they would put off Broadway. But if Stephen Dietz writes it, it gets done elsewhere. So Linda's own theater company, the Prospect Theater, is doing Bloomsday at Namba Arts. It's starting on August 29th.
For her. Is she the director also?
No.
Okay.
No, somebody else directed it, as far as I know.
How big is the cast? 2 people?
I think it's 2 or 4.
Because the couple, right?
Yeah, and there's probably 2 other characters. This is a small play.
Sounds really lovely.
Romantic comedy. Go see it. And if you're not sure if you want to see it, well, what we'll do.
Or if you want to learn more about it from the actual actor.
That's why you're here. And that's why Rabbi Sol Solomon, the one, the only, the Jewish, will be doing. Let me just bring that down so people don't see that.
Oh, you're on the phone. I was like, what happened?
Oh, I know, I got it. I'm going to open that up to share my screen, which I'm going to do now. And bring up Rabbi Sol Solomon's marvelous interview with actress Linda Livingston on Dave's Gone By. Oh, shalom, my friends. Shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sol Solomon, of course, the founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And oh my God, how delighted I am to be welcoming an actress into the Daverhood. Now, this is someone that I personally have never met, But Dave, the producer of this ridiculous program, he knows her from more than a decade ago when they were taking classes together to get master's degrees in teaching theater. We're talking with Linda Livingston, and what does she put that degree towards? Well, you can see, because right now, I don't mean this very, very second, but later in the day today, you can go to the theater if you're in Ventura, California, and see her in the Stephen Dietz play Bloomsday, being done by her own theater company, the Transport Theater, at a place called Namba Arts, not to be confused with Nambla Arts, which does things to children you don't want to know about. No, this is Namba Arts, and it's running now, or not quite now, August 29th through September 14th. But we'll get to all of her performances and her work in the arts and everything else with Linda Livingston. Shalom, Linda, how are ya?
That is quite a welcome, I gotta say. And you got everything right.
Oh, that is so rare. Even when I read the Torah, I get shit wrong. It's an embarrassment, considering I have to read it every week. But, so, tell us about Bloomsday, first of all, and how's it going in rehearsals?
Okay, Bloomsday is one of my favorite pieces. It's a charming play. It's an Irish love story. And it travels through time, decades of time. It basically is about a man who has gone on a tour of James Joyce's Ulysses, and he's come back decades later to see the woman who gave the tour. And it's a love story, and it's very, very funny and also very poignant, and kind of a call to not put things off, to go after your dreams now because you may not have a second chance. So, beautiful story. And rehearsals are going well. It's been rough because there's no venues to rehearse in. And it's we've been using people's houses. So it's going to be a challenge when we get in the actual space and have like twice the room of what we're working with right now. But as far as the characters, it's going beautifully. The cast is wonderful. I'm absolutely delighted. And our director, unfortunately, had to leave because he's going to Europe, and he's gone now. So I guess I'll be taking over the reins for the last week.
Well, you chose the play, right? You selected the play to be done, and you selected the director to do it. So did you know that in the last week you have to kind of jump in?
I did not. I thought he was only going to miss opening night, and I thought he was going to be here through the final dress. But he got his days mixed up, and it's okay. He's a really nice guy, and he's gotten us this far, and we're pretty ready at this point.
So what is, and I'm always curious about these things, since you are running this, what is the budget to put this production on? Because you have to rent the theater, or maybe they give you the space just for performances. There's costumes, there's props. I'm assuming the actors, this being what it is, probably not getting much, but tell us, how does it break down?
Well, I haven't actually added all the numbers up at this point. It's somewhere in the thousands. There's the venue, like you said, costumes, props, set pieces. The actors, other than myself, are non-equity. I'm equity. I have to pay myself to stay equity. I will give them a stipend of some kind just to pay for gas. We had done this show once before with a different cast, so I had some of the props. I have the set pieces. So there wasn't a lot of expense. The biggest expense is the venue and also the royalties to be able to do the play.
Wow. Is it $30 a performance, or
the total for 8 performances, I think, was around $1,000.
Whoa. Oh,
and then the space itself is a few thousand. Everything else is kind of minimal after that. I'm actually using a payroll company to handle all my payments, just because there's so much paperwork involved with equity. It makes your mind explode, and I would rather pay someone to do that. And then actually it comes under, they are listed as the employer, which also relieves me of a lot of things too. So
if someone falls and dies on stage, it's not your fault.
It's their fault.
There you go. There you go.
It's totally on them. Well, see, that's another thing. They offer insurance. I mean, it's a really good deal, and it's a wonderful place. I'll give them a plug. It's Austin Creative. They're in Austin, Texas. I am not.
Right, yeah.
But they're wonderful to deal with. They get back to you immediately, and it's such a relief.
And so it allows you to create, to perform, to do the other production, a million other production things, rather than worry about where this is going. I get it.
Yeah, which is really good when you're not only doing props and set and costumes, but advertising,
right?
Programs.
So are you a 501c3? Are you?
I am not. We don't. I never went that route because I produce so rarely. The last show we did was 5 years ago. And before that, we did like one a year.
Oh, well, but so let me ask, where does the come from? Even 2000?
From me. It comes from me, and hopefully I'll get it back. I'm hoping
from paying customers.
Break even sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like people can donate and take a deduction. It doesn't, they can donate, but they don't get tax.
No, because I'm not correct.
So here's a question that I ask pretty much everybody who isn't famous. Do you have a day job?
I did up until about a week ago. I'm a paralegal.
Ah, okay. So you can a little bit demozzled. Good. What the hell happened a week ago? Can you talk about it or not?
Yeah, and it was my decision. It was very stressful, and I was dealing with a lot of clients who had been through things that I had gone through, which I don't want to get into, and it was just very stressful. So
I never understood the thing about paralyzed. So you're basically doing legal work for paralyzed people. Is that how it? Is that
pretty much? My main focus was medical and legal research, which it's really interesting. And most of our cases actually, they were all personal injury cases. And it was interesting. I love that aspect of it. I did not love all the Adobe stuff online, all the paperwork stuff I did not like. But the legal and medical research, I really did enjoy. And I really got to really like some of our clients. But like I said, it was just a little too close to home.
Well, not to talk about things that you don't want to talk about, but are you healthy? Are you okay? Because
I am now. I am now. It's been quite a ride. I tell people I've been living in a Stephen King novel for 10 years. I was poisoned by Cipro, the antibiotic, which is, I'm a walking encyclopedia now on fluoroquinoline toxicity.
Oh, who is it?
Cipro is a fluoroquinoline. Anyway, head to toe damage. My vision, my lungs, my heart, took out both meniscus.
Wait, how does it kill your knees? What? Isn't a meniscus?
They like to destroy connective tissue. That's why the main injury you ever hear about is people's Achilles tendon. That's like one of the least things that can happen. But hundreds of thousands of people have died from these antibiotics, and millions more have been injured. But I lost a year of my life. It took about $70,000 to get better because Western medicine doesn't really have anything to help with it. So it was all naturopathic stuff.
Can I ask, what would you point to as the one or two most useful things in, I would say curing you, but curing you?
I'm sorry?
Oh, and it was of the things that were non-Western. What did you turn to that you're like, oh my God, that worked?
I had over 300 IVs, nutrient IVs.
Okay.
everything from something called phosphatidylcholine to high-dose vitamin C, all sorts of different, but those were the most helpful to my recovery. And then just as I was coming out of that, I got mold sickness, which was exacerbated by the Cipro poisoning. And then it gets
And then
better.
there's a then.
Better. In
Yeah.
2020, I got COVID.
Well, yeah.
And I was put in hospice, given 2 weeks to live. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up.
Were you on one of those breathing when people couldn't breathe and something else breathed for them?
I was on an oxygen machine for about 5 months. But yeah, the hospital basically sent me home to die. I was given 2 weeks. And I don't remember any of this because I was so drugged, but apparently I called my main naturopath in Pasadena, and I had reserved, coincidentally, stem cells to try and reverse the Cipro damage. So I called him and I said, I'm dying. Can I get the
Cells. Yeah.
the bags of what did I just call it?
Stem cells.
Stem cells.
Yeah.
And this kind man drove up to Ventura County on his own dime, IV'd them into me. The hospice people were not happy about it. And ta-da, it's still a huge struggle on my part because I was only like about 89 pounds. And then something happened after that, which I can't really get into, that landed me in the hospital again. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow. And it's funny, your nickname in high school was Lucky. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, and I'm missing one ear and blind in one eye. But yeah, no. It's been quite the road, and I'm still recovering a little bit. My lungs are still having some issues. The mold treatments, I mean, I'm still on part of the mold treatment, and it's been like over 8 years. It's nasty stuff, really hard to get rid of. But I'm well enough to do the show, and yay!
Yeah, no, I mean, think about it. Is that something else that pulled you through the notion, like, if I do a play, I gotta get up I can't just lie around, feel sorry for myself, and go, blah, blah, blah. I have to get up, learn lines, be.
Well, it was kind of my guiding light. It was like, I want to get better to do this. And we had actually done this show in 2020 before I got COVID. And we were supposed to do a second leg of it at the Victory Theater in Burbank when COVID shut all the theaters down.
Sure.
We never got our second run in. So this is our second run. The younger woman in the show has been replaced because the first one wasn't available anymore. And we've changed it up a little bit too. And it's a really good show. I'm so proud of it.
Well, we will remind people, Linda Livingston is talking about Bloomsday, played by Stephen Deeps, being done by her company, the Transport Theater, and you can see it at Namba Arts, which it's towards like sort of Los Angeles-y, right? It's in that.
It's about an hour away from Los Angeles. It's somewhere between Los Angeles and Santa Barbara.
Okay.
And Namba Performing Arts Center is right smack in downtown on Oak Street, which is really nice. So people could go have dinner before and then go to the show. Yeah,
no, it's a district. It's a place you don't just run to the show and run to your car. You can shop, you can eat, you can have a nice evening out, if you will. Right. And a couple good Irish pubs down there as well. Are you Irish? Yeah, that's the second time you talked about it. I'm part. About 18%. Oh, so what's the rest of you? Mostly Hungarian. Oh, Andrew, because from Hungarian, your name, English, Irish. Yeah. Oh, you're not Jewish, are you? Part. Yes. Yeah, a small part. Like the nose, the elbow, maybe one of the boobs. What part? My big toe is Irish. Total Irish. Oh, the toe is Irish. Yeah. So, but what was the impetus? Because again, Dave, who did the show, knew you years ago when maybe you were thinking of becoming a teacher or a professor of theater. What was the impetus to start a theater company, the transport?
Being equity. I worked so hard to get into equity. I went through something called the member candidate program where you have to get points, excuse me, which means you not only have to find a theater that offers the program, you have to get cast in something. So I got some of the points in Seattle. I got the rest at the Rubicon Theater in Ventura. The problem is that, you know, you can no longer do non-equity, which I really didn't want to do. But there isn't really equity theater around here except the Rubicon. And I had done several shows there, but they really like to hire big names, like from Broadway. So I got tired of driving down to LA for auditions, but if I wanted to stay equity, I had to do only equity shows. I can't do non-equity. So I thought, well, if I have my own theater company, I can not only pick the shows I want to do, I can act in them, write myself a contract. So that was the impetus for it. Plus, I like to direct. Oh. And that way I could, again, choose the shows I want to direct and the casts I want.
But you chose not to direct Bloomsday because you had this guy in mind, or?
I didn't want to because I'm in it so much. If I had a tiny part, I would have thought of directing it, but I'd rather have somebody else's eyes looking at it while I'm just focusing on the character. So
what was the first production that you did under your umbrella, under your theater company?
It was so fun. It was called Judy's Scary Little Christmas. I was not in it. I directed it. It's about Judy Garland. And at the point where her voice is kind of wavering because of her drinking, and it has Bing Crosby and Richard Nixon, Lillian Hellman, all these, I know, it sounds so bizarre. All these people are guests at one of her big Christmas parties. And it's so funny, and it was so fun, and it was so well received. And the young woman at the time who played Judy Garland looks just like Judy Garland. Her name is Vivian Latham. She could be a double. In fact, I think she did double for her in a film once. And she has a lovely voice. I mean, nobody.
Oh, so it's a musical. They actually did some songs in there. It was.
Yes, it wasn't really a musical because I'm not really a musical theater person, but it was a play with music, I would say. Liberace, one of the best parts in it is Liberace, and he plays the piano. I mean, it's so funny. It's so funny.
I've never heard of
the first production, Judy's Scary Little Christmas.
That sounds hilarious. I'm sorry I missed it. I'm sorry I'm missing everything that you're doing out there, thousands of miles away, all the way in the way. So, what did you want to be back, either little girl Linda or Linda College Linda? Was it arts immediately, or did you want to be a paralegal when you were
veterinarian?
Oh, you want to be a librarian?
Veterinarian.
Oh, I'm sorry, veterinarian. So you read? Yeah. Oh.
I found out I was allergic to almost every animal under the sun. But I so wanted to be a vet. I'm still a huge animal lover, and I will accost people on the street to pet their dog. I'm too allergic to cats to go near them, but dogs, I love. So first I wanted to be a vet.
Yeah. Wait. Do you have pets? You obviously you have a cat, but do you have?
I don't, but I'm going to get a dog in a few months, probably.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, you were going to say, so transitioning from not being able to be a vet, what did you study in college initially?
Communications, and I went into radio.
Oh,
radio.
Yeah.
I was at KLAI, K-L-A-I, in Kailua, Hawaii.
Wait, you were living in Hawaii for a period of time?
Yes.
I did not know.
My father lives in Hawaii, and I lived there for a while, and I was on the air on KLAI. It was funny because we called it the Windward Giant, but we had the tiniest audience. In fact, we had pre-taped traffic reports.
Like they were done
We would just
before?
plug those in, and, it'd say, everything's clear on the Poly Highway, and someone would call in and go, are you kidding me? There's like a 3-car wreck up here. So, yeah, that was funny.
I love that. That's so great. That's like a WKRP version, except it's a K-Lake.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So what made you, also, everybody thinks Hawaii is paradise, right? What made you leave Hawaii, wanting to...
I got island fever, totally. My dad's been there for like 50 years, but I had island fever. You can only go so far. Go in circles. And I miss the mainland.
So, by the way, you keep referring, is your father still alive?
He is. He's 96, I think.
Mazel tov!
Yeah. And he's still alive, still in the same place, loves it there. Everybody knows him there. He used to have all these restaurants. In fact, when Don Ho was sick, he asked my father to take over his restaurant, Don Ho's Grill. And he had some of the most popular restaurants in Hawaii.
Wow.
And Honolulu, yeah. And they were so good, all of them, yeah.
This is getting weirder and weirder because Dave, who I keep mentioning, who is the host of this program, he and his lovely wife honeymooned in Hawaii, and just for the kitsch factor, went to the Don Ho stage show and restaurant. But it was when Don Ho was still there. He was still performing there. He was your dad, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, they were such good friends that when my father's second wife died, Don's wife came and did like a song and a hula at her wake thing, hula.
When I die, do I want someone to do a hula at my funeral in the temple?
Well, it's not a funeral, not a wake, where people kind of go and celebrate the person, whatever that's called.
I mean, it would have to be a
celebration
like
of
a
life,
hula. Like you have to do a hula dance. Is kind of
I guess it's a Hawaiian thing.
So in college, you studied, what did you say?
Communication studies.
So, and you came out looking for a job, and you were in California at that point, not in Hawaii. So did you think about New York? Because all theater people want to go to New York, or you stayed West Coast? What did you do?
Well, I wasn't really in theater at that point. I actually had thought that I would become a lawyer. My father talked me out of that. And then I took
He's certainly not Jewish. I don't know what part of you is Jewish, but if your father was Jewish, he would not talk you out of being a lawyer. This is for sure.
I actually had taken an acting class to try and get over my shyness because I was painfully shy. I mean, really bad, really, really, really shy. And so I took an acting class. I was I think around 19, maybe even 20. And I was terrified. I got cast right away in a small show called Pfeiffer's People.
Oh, yeah.
I was absolutely terrified. The lights came up on me and I thought, what the hell were you thinking? And then I got the bug and I couldn't stop. And the funny thing is, I was still really shy.
Everything changes when you're on that stage and the light. Otherwise, you can be a wallflower. You're going to be the moment you cross that boundary, it's like, hello, look at me,
It's crazy. I mean, I did a show called Wit, where I was both naked at the end.
Yeah.
Naked in my 50s.
I'm sorry I missed that, but
still, I'll go to a party, and I'm either at the bar or where the food is, or I'm looking for the family pet because I'm still so shy. So
and by the way,
work.
For people who don't know Wit, it's not the nakedness is not a sexy thing. It happens at the end. She's dying of it. She's dead. Actually, this is the moment that she dies of cancer. It's a fun play. Let me tell you. But so much fun for you, though, because you were nominated for an Ovation Award. That's a major LA kind of thing.
Yeah.
So mazel tov.
It was, and it's too bad they don't do it anymore. It's so sad because the nickname was the West Coast Tonys. It was a really, really great award to be nominated for. But apparently they mispronounced somebody's name.
Adele Dazeem? Who? What? No.
The person was of a different race, and they mispronounced their name, and there was a big brouhaha over it. And they just said, you know what, we're not going to do it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really sad.
What?
And the sad thing was, I'm sure they mispronounced a lot of names of people from all sorts of
well, I once called the Ovation people, and they completely, my name is Sol Solomon, they called me stupid asshole. How does one turn into the other? How can they mishear my name like that? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Okay, thanks for not laughing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very sad, but it was great fun to go, and the highlight of my night was we all were like flowers to show that we were nominees, and David Hyde Pierce came up to me because he was nominated too, and he started talking to me, and he said, "What show were you?" And I said, "Whitney." He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I missed it," and blah, blah. And he was just so charming, and I've always loved him ever since Frasier, and he was just as sweet as can be, and we both lost in our categories. So Laurie Metcalf won in mine, so I felt, you know, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Plus, at the time, I was on crutches, and because I had broken my foot, and here I was in this long skirt down to the floor, a beautiful off-the-shoulder velour top, and crutches, and a big Frankenstein boot. And I thought, you know, I probably couldn't have made it up to the stage anyway, so what the heck? Especially after a few scotches. I was so nervous.
Did being a nominee, though, make some difference in your acting career? I mean, did you get more roles? Did your agent suddenly return your calls kind of thing?
Well, I don't have an agent, so no, it didn't really do anything, but it's nice to put on your resume.
Of course. Absolutely. Did you win any other awards or nominate for other awards? I think
locally, yeah, a bunch of them. There used to be something called the Rep Award from the Reporter. It was a local newspaper. They don't do that anymore. And then even more locally, there was something called the 4-Star Awards, and that really is very local. And I won a few of those.
Best theater on the block. It's like from 301 Ventura Boulevard to 320 Ventura Boulevard. On that strip, there's like a theater and a cafe. And no, I'm not thinking. I'm sure you were great. I'm sure you did. But what is up with theater? And I remember there was a critic and playwright friend of mine named Willard Manis. Oh, I know of Dave's. I don't know if you knew him. Will Manis. He wrote he had a lot of plays done there and some in New York too. He actually wrote the book called Mott the Hoople, from which the band took its. You never heard of them either. Okay. No. Anyway, so Will Manis, what was I going to say? I mean, we were talking about just when they changed the rules for doing 99C theater in LA and how it was going to destroy a certain level of LA theater. I mean, has it? How is LA theater these days?
You know, I don't know. I don't drive there much anymore. I used to live in Santa Barbara, and which is like an hour north of Ventura. And I could drive from Santa Barbara to LA quicker than I can drive from Ventura to LA now. The traffic is it's miserable. So I really don't drive down there anymore. And, but I'm aware of that. And I was really against them doing that, because all it did was take away opportunities to act. I mean, there's so many actors, and there are only so many roles at places like the Pasadena Playhouse or, you know, things like that. So I think it really did a disservice to actors in general. I also was not fond of them melding SAG and AFTRA together either, because a lot of us worked really hard to get into SAG. and after you could pretty much just walk in. So all these people suddenly that were in after were now automatically SAG. So, not really thrilled with a lot of the things that have happened with the unions and with the 99-seat theater thing.
Oh, please. I walked into the offices there and showed them my scrotum. They went, SAG. That was him. It was just... Now, you were in a short film with one of the members of Monty Python. Please, how was it? How did it go? Was he nice?
It was great fun. Unfortunately, I had no scenes with Eric Idle.
Oh.
But it was a short film, and it was quite a while ago, so I'm having trouble remembering it. But I was asked to do it by the person who was producing it, who was a friend of a friend, and it was a lot of fun. I got to scream and
I do that every morning.
And but I had a very short scene with the lead, and he was in October Sky, and I'm blanking out on his name, a young man, but it was a very talented cast for a very small film. But yeah, unfortunately, I had no scenes with Eric Idle, so
I didn't even get to meet him because it was a different day then, like you.
Right, yeah.
So what is a name, if you have any, of a celebrity, a person that you've acted with, worked with, that we know? Any stories? Have you?
Larry Hagman.
Larry Hagman! Oh my God! What were you with him in the thing, and how?
It was at the Rubicon. He was playing a judge in a show that was called Murder in the First, and my scene was with Ted Neely, Jesus Christ himself, and Ted and I have remained friends ever since then. He is the sweetest man in the world. Larry Hagman, as you know, is now deceased, but also so nice, so funny. And we had so much fun backstage in the dressing rooms. And he rode a Harley, which a lot of people don't know, but just great fun, him and Ted. And then one weekend we had, I'm going to blank out on his name now. He was so wonderful in China Beach. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking out on his name, but he filled in for one of the actors. Shoot, that's going to make me crazy now. But anyway, Ted and Larry were in Murder in the First. I did a show, a commercial a bazillion years ago with Jonathan Winters. Crazy as a March hare. I mean, nonstop.
It's the reputation, even when the camera was off.
Nonstop. He was also a painter, which a lot of people don't know. I tried to get, my father had a art installation at one of his restaurants, and he tried to get some of Jonathan Winters' artwork. He also did have paintings by Tony Bennett, and they were beautiful, and they all sold. Who else have I worked with? I studied Linda Pearl.
We'll get to Linda Pearl, but any more specific memories of Jonathan Winters, one of the great comic minds? It's just bouncing like... Yeah.
Just that he was frenetic. He was always on. Even when we weren't shooting, it was a car commercial, I think. And even when we weren't doing, even when he wasn't doing his antics in the commercial, he was on. He was always on, nonstop. And I thought, it must be exhausting to be him. He was a friend of the guy who produced them, who happened to head up the motion picture department at Brooks Institute, a man named Ian. But anyway, yeah, he was just always on. That's what I remember about him.
What about Linda Pearl? Did she shine like a pearl?
I understudied her in Streetcar Named Desire. I understudied Blanche.
Blanche, okay. Oh, okay.
And I would have loved to have gone on, but I never did.
You didn't poison her tea? Come on! You gotta give her a chance to give it the thing. Just once.
And I also had a couple small roles, like the nurse at the end, and then they also had me be a prostitute at the beginning, just for kind of color and range.
No, I
And,
played a prostitute in a streetcar production one time. It was a little distracting to the audience, but because I was wearing a very high skirt. Anyway, so who else? Linda Pearl, Jonathan Winters, any others?
Eric, oh my God, I'm blanking out on names now. A wonderful man who's a friend of mine, and I'm blanking out on his name.
Eric. And obviously,
Who
another
played Mitch, and he has gone on to do like so many movies and so many series. I wish I could remember them all now, but you'd recognize him. Who else? I'm sorry, I'm blanking out. I need my resume.
No, speaking of, there is one person that we both know, or as I don't know him, but Dave, who I keep mentioning here, Dave Lefkowitz, the producer of the show, one of the people that took the master's degree that we were all doing at the University of Northern Colorado was this wonderful fella named John Slade. And he's directed for your company. You knew, you have some memories of him just because, Dave knew him as well. You knew him too. You okay? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, John was a wonderful director and actor who was killed by a drunk driver. He was actually on his way home from directing a rehearsal at Kingsman Shakespeare when it happened. Much beloved in the community. He, at the time, he put together a show on Walt Whitman, and it was phenomenal. Music, words, he was touring it, and he grew this long beard. He looked like him, and he was just amazing, and people loved him, and it was a huge loss, huge. But yeah, really special person, and it was so weird that we ended up in that same master class because, as you know, or as Dave knows, there were only about, 14 people in it or something from all around the country. And John and I ended up in the same class.
And decided, say, oh, I'm going to take this. You want to take this? So you had no idea until you got there?
No idea.
Oh, wow.
No idea. In fact, I remember we were waiting for the last person to sign in, and it was John, and I was like, my jaw just dropped. It was like, are you kidding me? What are the odds? So that was fun to be able to do that with him.
Now, what did you get? We were in, or I keep saying we. I'm doing the collective we. When Dave took this series of courses for this degree in theater education, what did you end up getting from that experience? Did you learn anything really useful as a director or as an actress, or in communicating, or was it just fun to do? Because a lot of it was a lot of fun. I'm told, yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. The reason I took it was I wanted to teach at one of the local colleges. Well, as it turns out, nobody would accept that degree. They wanted a Master of Fine Arts, which to me is unbelievable. So here I was, a professional actor, director, and now I had a master's degree on how to actually teach it, and I had taught acting before. And they didn't want that. They just wanted somebody with a Master's of Fine Arts, which to me is ridiculous because I had so much more to offer, but none of them would accept it. So it didn't actually pan out for me, but I loved the experience. I thought the classes were terrific. It was actually my second lighting design class, and I still, for the life of me, can't light a scene. So,
yeah, please, gels? I can't even swallow gel caps. I mean, gels. When you mix this color with this color, it's 37 degrees. And what the fuck are you?
No, right. I think we're related. I couldn't. And then, I don't know if you knew this, but, there was that lighting design class, which I thought was so cool with all the three-dimensional images that you could turn into tables and stuff. I don't know if you're aware of this, but I had so much trouble with the program that they actually let me do the whole thing by hand. I did the whole thing manually, all my designs, everything.
Good.
And I still managed to, eke out an A in it, I think. But
they were nice people too.
They really were. The only thing that I really didn't like was the final thesis. I don't know how yours went, but
Dave,
I had a PC and they all had Macs and they didn't play well together. And I just remember hundreds of pages of red marks. And it was a nightmare trying to get everything corrected. And it seemed to come down to less about what my actual thesis was and
the formatting, because back then, I guess nobody knew about PDF. Who knew? Nonsense. But, well, at least for the most part, you had a wonderful experience.
Absolutely loved it. I loved the people in it. I still have that little rubber ball I got from Jesse. Do you still have yours?
Dave, do you still have your little rubber ball? No.
I forget you're not Dave.
I forget that sometimes too, amazingly enough.
I loved it. I loved the experience. I got to be very good friends with my roommate Shannon, who I would love to see again. Oh, I would love to see her again. And she's now married to this really wonderful guy who I'd love to meet. So,
yay. Oh, yay. Just good times. And we're having a very good time with our chat with Linda Livingston. So remember that you can see her in Bloomsday if you go to the theater. It's called Namba Arts is the theater.
Namba Performing Arts,
Oh, and that like PAC, like a Namba PAC in Ventura, California. So it's in this nice little district where you can have a meal, you can have a this. There's probably a whorehouse locally if you
There is one in the play.
There you go. And it's running from August 29th. So it hasn't started performances yet. Wait one more week. And then it will be running through mid-September. For more information, go to nambaarts.com. NAMBAARTS.com. So our last question for the delightful and thank God healthy Linda Livingston is, speaking of unhealthy things, being an actress, being a director, and everything else, what are some of the most ridiculous or funny or scary things that have ever happened to you when you were on stage or in the audience while you were on stage?
Probably the scariest was I was doing Masterclass, which it's about Maria Callas, and she's on stage the entire time. And we had gone to a venue in Simi Valley, and it was a pretty big venue. And I have this little monologue at the beginning, and this elderly gentleman came in late and was taking his time wandering down to his seat all the way in the front. So I decided to have a little fun with him as Maria Callas, who can be brutal, and I was, and then I totally went up. I had no idea where I was, and I walked over to the pianist, who has a script right in front of him, and kind of whispered, I have no idea where I am, and he said, I don't either. And I could have killed him because he had the script right in front of him. I wandered back downstage and kind of held my breath and finally found my place. Oh, that's not the scariest, though. I will tell you the scariest. Do we have time?
Yeah, please.
Okay, all right. Again, doing Masterclass in Santa Paula, and it's a matinee. And again, she's on stage the whole time. The entire second act is built around things that she's hearing and seeing behind her on a video screen, right? The opera house and everything else. Second act, power goes out. And I'm standing there doing my monologue, and half of my right brain is going, just keep talking. My left brain is going, we can't possibly do this. How can I do this? I can't hear anything. I can't respond to music I can't hear. I can't respond to anything I'm not seeing. And then I see two people associated with the theater start opening the curtains, letting the light in, and I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to make me do this. They're going to make me do this. And I was freaking out because literally every line I say in the second act is dependent on something I'm hearing or something that is going on visually behind me. And I don't know how, but I made it all the way through.
Really?
Yes.
What, did you interpolate? Did you say, like, oh, now that I'm seeing this image that the audience isn't seeing either? No, you just kind of...
No, I just had to, things like, yes, I remember, blah, blah, blah. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And even crazier is a few people actually thought that's how it was supposed to be.
Well, yeah, of course. They
didn't even know.
But did you, if all the lights went out, how were you lit? Well, you said it was a blackout, right?
Uh-huh.
So how were you even lit?
It was a matinee.
Outside? Or
no, it was inside, but they opened on the side, so the light was coming in.
So they could see, the audience could see you. There was just no tech. Basically.
Right, and I could see all the audience. Yeah.
And were you also mic'd in the show, and now you had to use your outside?
No,
no, it was not.
This was a small, like 100-seat house.
Oh, okay. So you were ready for that. Oh, yeah.
It was terrifying.
Did you, when you came off the stage, did you look daggers at the producer and say, we could have just given them their money back and had them come when things were working?
I don't know what I said, but I probably wanted to wring her neck.
Yeah, most probably. Well, we don't want to wring the neck of Linda Livingston because hopefully your neck feels good because we don't want to touch anything on you that isn't broken. But see her on stage in Bloomsday at Namba Arts, in her own theater company. It is the Transport Theater. Remember, it starts on the 29th, runs to the middle of September. Linda, all I have to say is what a wonderful pleasure it has been to talk with you about life and theater and sickness and health and all the wonderful things that make up a life. That, Micah, if your dad is living 96 years old, Halavai, you should live to 196. And a healthy, please God, 196.
Yes.
Shalom to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. So fun to see you again.
Thank you. Well, we've never met, but I'll relay
It's my memory. How will I ever remember my lines if I can't even remember that?
That's it. Well, if I cut all the lights off, you'll just have to improvise. So there you go. Shalom to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, Linda Livingston there in the flesh on this show, the Dave's Gone By podcast program that often features me, Rabbi Sol Solomon. I hope you enjoyed that. Why am I still here? The interview's over. Why am I standing in front of you shouting at you? Because I have more to do on this episode of the show, this August 23rd, 2025 episode of Dave's Gone By, because, yes, my friends, it's story time. It's time for me to share a tale with you. Not one that I have written. Oh no, I don't have time or energy to write a story just for people like you. No, I take other people's story, including Spock, Messiah, a Star Trek novel by Theodore R. Cogswell and Charlie Spano Jr., not Charlie Spano Sr., but Jr., who have written an entry into the Spock universe. And if you were wondering about the Star Trek bibliography, there it is. These are all the books that they wrote before they got to this one. Those included Star Trek 4, Star Trek 5, Star Trek 8, Star Trek 10, and who can forget Star Trek 11, Star Trek The New Voyages, and then a brand new bunch of people who wrote this one, Spock Messiah. Well, we've been reading it just for the fun of it, and gotta love the title, whether you're Jewish or not. Spock Moshiach, because of course, both Kirk and Spock, in real life, the actors were Jewish, so there's not really a Jewish theme to the book. But we read the first chapter, we read a bit of the second chapter, and so now, why not? Why not carry it through a little bit more? What has been well, first let's call it story time.
remember what you said. You promised me, you said you would. You gotta give in, so I'll be good. Tell me a story, then I'll go to bed.
So the story that we're telling is an entry into the Star Trek universe, the bibliographic and writer in the universe. So what's been happening? First chapter, everything's fine. Kirk is in the thing. He's talking to Bones. He's joking around. Everybody's having a good time. They're talking about what they'll have for dinner. But there's a little potential, possible, tiny little problem involving something they're doing, involving going into alien galaxy, but isn't it always, and trying to see through their brains and take into their brains themselves and then get out of them after they're done getting all the research done. Except, go figure, there's a wrinkle. Isn't there always? And the wrinkle seems to be really problematic in sort of a radiation field, and Spock, whom they should be able to get in touch with, but they're not able to get in touch with Spock. Where is he? And is he being affected because he's being implanted with a thing, and the thing is a problematic thing? Let's get back to the book, Spock Messiah, Part 4, but only Chapter 2. Don't ask. The communications officer nodded. Pressing several buttons, she picked the transmission up from Kairos, this planet that they're dealing with. The graph of the radiation storm that was bearing down on the Enterprise with increasing intensity disappeared from the screen. There was a flicker and a picture of the in-room below that served as a rendezvous point and transport a pickup location for the survey party appeared. A little bit of exposition there that I probably could have put a few paragraphs beforehand. In the center of the picture was a weirdly masked figure. Must have been COVID. Underneath the mask, Kirk knew, was a young, dark-haired lieutenant. He was dressed as a hillman of Kairos. Okay. The most arresting aspect of his costume, and there's this weird theme in this book, before I get to the next couple of words, of describing particularly muscular men, the size and shape of their bodies, their fingers and so forth, size of their hands. Something's going on. So the most arresting aspect of this man's costume, of leather vest and short cape, was the hood. Is this Spock Messiah or Eyes Wide Shut, I'm asking you? Leather vest, short cape, and a hood. I wonder if I can zipper was fitted over the wearer's shaven head. Dawson's was dark blue-dyed leather with white slanting lines under narrow eye slits. You wonder where Blue Man Group came from. I guess he blew them. Only his lips were exposed beneath similar slits. 2 small holes let air into his nostrils. A thicker leather cap was sewn onto the hood, and slotted triangular flaps extended below Dawson's nape. I hate having flaps under my nape, don't you? Small strings dangled where the hood was laced together along the temples. Essentially, it is like a leather boy with a talus. Oh my God, what the hell are these? Fringes, payas. Wow, I've forgotten the word payas. This does not bode well for my older age. Report, snapped Kirk. I must have been given the wrong coordinates, sir, Dawson began. On our grid map of the city, according to the bearings I was given, Mr. Spock, or at least his communicator, was in a small square not far from here. We went there, but it was completely deserted. I took a chance and called the transporter room to check the coordinates. Rogers gave me the same coordinates, but sir, Mr. Spock was not there. What should we do now? Send the others out to search for him, Kirk said. His hood is green and yellow, isn't it? Aye, sir, Dawson replied. It should be easy to spot then. You stay at the inn as liaison. I'm going to the transporter room to see if something is wrong with the locator board. If it's not malfunctioning, I'll be down shortly to direct search operations, Kirk out. Well, if he was out, he'd be with those Leathermen. Dawson faded off the main screen. Kirk's inner worry did not show on his face as he rose swiftly from his commander chair. He strained to keep his emotional responses bottled up at times, so, for the benefit of those around him, he seemed to meet even the most desperate situation with an air of confident composure. That is why Kirk so enjoyed his occasional hours with Dr. McCoy, whom he could unbend when he could unbend and become a mere human. Of course, Kirk is a mere human. Spock was not. Anyway, Sulu, take the con. And then, give the money when he cons you out of it. I'll be in transporter room 1 if you need me. McCoy, come with me. When Kirk and McCoy entered the transporter room, it seemed empty. The circular transporter stage with its 6 personnel plates was on his left. The main control console was to his right, and ahead of him, from a door in a niche next to the transporter stage, he heard a familiar Scots burr. It cannot be! That's my Scotch accent. Well, or my accent when I have a couple of scotches. What can't be, Scotty? Kirk asked, stepping up to the compartment where much of the transporter's equipment was. Scott and Rogers looked up from a partially disassembled electronic module. Look, Scott said, pointing to a junction box. Someone has tinkered with the locator circuit tuned to Mr. Spock's communicator in such a way that the readout on the board seems perfectly normal. That shunt there, and the one right next to it. He pointed to 2 tiny connections with his synchronic meter. Do you all have a synchronic meter? Give a coordinate readout on the board that looks perfectly normal. But actually the tight beam connection between the ship and the communicator has been cut. It's a braw piece of work, he said. We'd have had no reason to suspect anything was wrong if Dawson hadn't checked the coordinates and found none there. But why would anybody want us to think Mr. Spock was in one place when actually he was in someplace else? I wonder if the transporter officer's voice trailed off and he shook his head. No, that doesn't make sense either. What? Kirk demanded. Yeoman Jenkins was on duty here the night before last. He mentioned that Mr. Spock came in about 0200. 0200, oh, don't you sing for me. 0200, and sent him to check something in the Jeffries tube. Don't even. Okay, the tight beam antenna, that was it. Anyway, when Jenkins came back about half hour later, he found Mr. Spock gone. Actually, you don't find someone gone. You don't find it. There's nothing to find. He's gone. It seemed strange to him that Mr. Spock would leave the station unmanned or unwomaned, even though no one was down at Kairos at the time. He was bothered by it and by Mr. Spock's manner. He said there was something almost furtive about it. Rogers fell silent. Well, whatever his problem is, we've got to get him up here at once, Kirk said. But before we can do that, we have to find out where he is. Scotty, how long before you can straighten out the locator circuit and get Spock's coordinates? For answer, Scott put down the synchronic meter, removed a small disassembler from a repair kit, and removed the shunt because the hydrocephalus had been cured. Ready now, sir, he said. We'll snap this mobile back in the locator board and have the answer in a second. He picked up the component gently, carried it to the transporter room console, crawled underneath the console, and replaced the unit. He replaced the inspection plate, came out from under, pressed a button for a circuit tester, and nodded in satisfaction as green lights appeared. Now we'll find him, Scott said. He checked the display for the communicator frequency assigned to Spock. If it weren't anyone else but our Vulcan friend, I guess he have a lassie down there and didn't want to ken where he was during his most loving moments. Okay. It must be sad hard to mate once every 7 years. Whatever his reasons were for his tinkering, if it was he, they weren't the usual ones. The coordinates, if you please, Mr. Scott, Kirk demanded impatiently. I love the adverbs that you actually don't need here. Coming up, sir, Scott said. He pressed a button. The locator board remained black. I thought you had the circuit straightened out, Kirk said. Scott swore softly. Shut. And his fingers punched the... Sorry, I amuse myself sometimes. And his fingers punched button after button. The green lights continued to come on. Finally, the engineer threw up his hands in baffled discouragement. Well, Scotty? Kirk asked. It's not good, sir. The circuits are all right, but Mr. Spock has vanished. Oi. End of Chapter 2 of the brave New World novel Spock Messiah, a Star Trek novel by Theodore R. Cogswell and Charles Spano Jr. Aren't we enjoying reading this lovely book? So we may in fact continue on next time or in a time or two with more of the book, or not. Or I might change my mind. I might want to read something in Yiddish. But for now, we are grateful to have the book, and I am grateful to be here with you, my fine friends, on this program, The Dave's Gone By Show. If you want to know more about me, and why wouldn't you, go to shalomdammit.com. That is my website, shalomdammit.com. This is where you can read and hear and see my mini sermons, my rabbinical reflections. This is also the place where you can watch my TV show. I did 10 episodes of Shalom Dammit, Rabbi Sol Solomon's Peace, Love, and Acid Reflux Hour, and they are all the links to YouTube are on my website, shalomdammit.com. I also have a link to my stage performance, my brilliant off-Broadway show, Shalom Dammit, An Evening with Me, that was performed at the Richmond Shepherd Theater and professionally videotaped. Watch the video. That's on YouTube too. The link is on shalomdammit.com. And plus there's links to all my interviews on this very program. So for all your Solomon shopping, except we're not selling anything, it's free, I promise, shalomdammit.com. Do go there, do press the buttons there, just like Scotty or McCoy or Kirk or whoever the hell was doing it, and get much, much more of yours truly, a.k.a. me. Well, I wish you a most happy week, a healthy week, all good things to you. Let me bring the show back to the host of this program, Dave Lefkowitz. I'll play my outgoing music as I dance away from Storytime. Well, it is Dave's Gone By. It's a little bit after 11:30 in the morning Eastern Time here on this Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. You are, of course, watching the 996th episode of this program. Oh, and my darling and adorable, amazing wife has rejoined the party with me. So it's good timing. You can get to hear what I thought of the Jeff Ross performance on Broadway in his Broadway show, Take a Banana for the Ride.
What was I still don't know the origin of that
yeah, well,
phrase. I don't understand that.
Well, the phrase comes from...
Is it like, take it when don't go hungry?
Don't ever leave the house, don't go anywhere.
Changes, or you...
Yeah, go ahead, you can kill that. Where's my glass? I am probably going to need my glasses.
Here, you have two pairs. Take this.
Okay, thank you.
Two pairs of the same.
Thank you ever so much. Yeah, and also we have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned coming up, plus our friends of the Daverhood. So a bit more to do as we have a half hour or so left of programming on this Saturday morning. And of course, we thank you for joining us. Anything I need to know? Anything before we get to Inside Broadway?
No, I'm watching the thing on the Netflix about all the couples that marry, and so far, one got married, one left at the altar, two left at the altar, separated.
At the altar?
Yeah, well, they have the bride and groom go there, and then they say, do you really want to commit? And they can say yes or no.
Oh, so the idea of the show is that when they first meet, they can talk to each other, but they visually don't see each other for the first several dates.
Love is blind, people will know.
Yeah, they're not actually blind people. They are separated by visual barriers. So you get to talk to the person, you get to hear the person, but you don't see them until well into the relationship. And then once you see them, they can decide, hey, they get engaged? But
do you know about this controversy that they're
what?
going to have? Right now, developers want to build a casino in the heart of the theater district.
Oh yeah.
Here, is this, you see?
Yeah, you figure Broadway people would be for it.
Well, it says there's a big debate, and they have a bunch of people are against it, and this one says some people say no, but yeah.
Actually, since we're going into, you know what? Save that for a moment.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do our Inside Broadway segment. We'll talk about that, and then I'll review the Jeff Ross show. So let's go Inside Broadway. Inside Broadway, a look at theater in New York, Colorado, and beyond, brought to you by TotalTheater.com and Performing Arts Insider, the Bible of Broadway. Actually, I got to stop playing that one because Performing Arts Insider stopped publishing 2 years ago. But TotalTheater.com is still there. Total Theater is a great place to read reviews from all over. Yeah. And David Sheward writes for it, Mary Shang Barnage, Marie Kilker, a lot of the people we've had on this program. Ann Siegel, they write reviews of theater all over the country, and you can read them on TotalTheater.com, as well as all my old reviews before I started doing reviews basically solely on the show. I've been a theater critic for 30-something years. So most of them were written out, and you can read them at TotalTheater.com. But anyway, so let's get to talk about this. Can you give me the background? Because I haven't really followed it.
This is like somebody who put the sign.
This is real. This is not some kind of spam thing. I
haven't done research, but that's what they saw the sign, yeah.
So it's Save Broadway, because Broadway always needs to be saved from something, and they do want to build, not the Broadway theater owners,
a casino?
Developers want to build a casino in the heart of our beloved.
Where a lot of tourists go. So
sure.
I mean, and also there's like the Harry Potter, the Disney, all these different places.
The Madame Tussauds is there.
Yes, like all the different.
So why not a casino? By design, casinos keep patrons spending their time and money on the premises, not in the neighborhood. So it's not as if casinos.
They're going to bring money, but they'll bring a casino. I know from Atlantic City, they bring a lot of workers because you need a lot of people to run. Like you need a lot of people to do the work. I know that. And those people have to eat, and those people probably might want to do a show when they're not working. Yeah, they could be actors.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you could have. I'm sure. I don't know if theaters have shows, but they could give discounts to the shows. But I know, they have a lot of the people who serve the drinks, the people who fix the machines, the people who are dealers. I think they're still real people, not computers. So there might be some work brought in, right?
Work brought in. I would say that it's also a place where actors could go work when they're not acting. But if you're on Broadway, you don't. Yeah. You're not really doing anything else.
No, but
off of Broadway, you would.
Actors who aren't on Broadway.
Yeah. If a casino is built here, says this particular anti-casino thing, Broadway attendance will drop and shows will close.
Well, do you think that? I mean, I think if somebody's coming for their birthday or Mother's Day or Christmas and they want to see a show, I don't think it would negate them also going to the casino, but they could still see the show.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, it's not like they're closing one theater to put a casino there instead.
Are they? No.
They're adding a casino to the neighborhood. Why would that threaten?
I think they're afraid of taking the audiences away. Maybe they'll all go to the gambling.
100,000 theater jobs will be at risk. I mean, I would need to read they don't explain why. Yeah, please.
Look up more. What is it? Okay.
So.
What are the issues about the Broadway casino being built in New York City?
I mean, certainly hotels have not hurt.
The AI I give you the summary.
Oh, AI. All right, great. Threat to Broadway's economy. The Broadway League opposes the idea.
Oh.
And some of the unions do. The audience will be drawn away because, you know, the people, do you want to go to a show tonight? No, let's keep gambling. Undermine the district. It would fundamentally change the nature of the theater district from a cultural destination to a gambling hub, diminishing the unique experience. Maybe if they built 5 casinos, maybe negative impact on the neighborhood. Increased congestion. Could it be more congested in Midtown Manhattan? Increased street crowding and potential rise in crime, because people will be walking away with winnings.
Money, with a lot of money. Wow. It's usually paper. It's electronic money, right?
And quote-unquote unwanted tourism. Critics express concern a casino would attract a different kind of tourist that detracts from the Midtown community and makes existing issues.
Are there any positives at the end?
Let's see what they have about support. Let's see. Well, people who oppose include the No Times Square Casino Coalition,
Really? That's odd.
which includes IATSE, the Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees.
Oh, so that's the union.
Yeah. Borough President Mark Levine and theater community have held rallies against it. 16 of the Broadway theaters displayed No Times Square Casino messages.
How many are there of the Broadway theaters?
40
okay,
something.
that's not less than half. Okay.
Supporters include, well, the guy from Caesars Entertainment. Several unions are for it in construction and hospitality.
Oh, yeah, construction. Come on, they have a lot of money in
And
there.
Equity backs the bid, citing community investment promises.
Oh, because they're putting money into the community. Yeah. That's interesting.
And then some civic and business groups have support that it can be an economic boon for, those blocks around
because people who are there, even though they'll be at the casino, they still have to eat and go somewhere.
They will be staying in
And
hotels.
they'll shop, yeah.
And if they're New
Will the
Yorkers,
casino have a hotel, though?
that I doubt.
Okay.
But that's fine, because there's hotels in Midtown now. There's a bunch that weren't there 10 years ago. I don't know. Unless you give me a really good reason against it, I can't see it really hurting the community, even though a lot of the promises that were made to Atlantic City when they built, they said, we'll transform Atlantic City into a whatever. And it's like, yeah, if you stay in the casinos in Atlantic City, it's great. And if you go just to the water, but the rest of the AC is still like, So I don't really know. But you have a job convincing me that these chicken littles running around saying a casino will fundamentally destroy. I mean, they took one during the really rough days of Broadway when there were maybe 13 shows playing in all.
Jerry Adler died. Do you know who that is?
Didn't he die ages ago?
I don't know.
From Adler and Ross?
I don't know who that is.
Well, let me finish the thing about the thought about the casinos. The fundamental, or back in the 80s, I think it was already, when theaters were empty and nobody was producing anything on Broadway, they took a theater, the Mark Hellinger Theater, which had some hits in it, and sold it to a church.
Oh, wow.
And it became Times Square Church that nobody I know goes to. But, so I don't even, it's been there. I wish it were still a theater. Did it fundamentally Catholicize Midtown?
It's a mistake, David, yeah.
Okay. Did it fundamentally change and irreparably damage the Broadway area by having a big, beautiful church in the middle of it? Well, no, just the same way the Dianetics building hasn't changed that block either. So I don't know. I would say if they want to pour money and if they're making promises like, we'll do this and we'll do that.
The construction, there'll be a lot of
Construction might be annoying.
Jobs and stuff.
Yeah, and New York is always under construction. There isn't you can't go 100 feet without seeing scaffolding in New York.
Maybe what they'll do is they'll guarantee that some of the I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's interesting.
Or maybe they'll make room for a stage that could be a place where Broadway people kind of like 54 Below.
Yeah.
There's tons of things they can do.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah. I don't know. Broadway people, kind of like liberals, just want to wring their hands over everything that involves any kind of a change. So, anywho.
So how did you like the show?
So since we're doing Inside Broadway, the main reason that we're doing this segment right now is that we were in New York briefly, as I mentioned earlier, last weekend, and I got to see the brand new performance by comedian Jeff Ross. I showed his picture before. Now you may recognize him. He's, of course, the roast master general.
Image of comedian Jeff Ross.
Ross.
Image of comedian Jeff Ross.
There he is. Now, if you don't recognize him or you remember him from a few years ago, you say, hey, where's his hair? He used to have this curly hair. He did. Among the many, 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 many tragedies that have befallen this man.
Jeff Ross, comedian.
One day he was in the shower. He tells this story in the show. And he looked down and there was a clump of his hair on the shower drain. Well, this is what he looks like now. Sorry, it's a Getty image. We can't show it. And he looked down and there was a clump of his hair on the drain. And then within a few days, his hair was gone, his eyebrows gone. He turned out to get alopecia. I thought it was something he might be born with, but he developed it.
With hair.
Midlife. This is him maybe 20, maybe 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Barely recognizable because we think of people with all the hair on him.
Same face. Yeah, he always had the beard like that. Now he's got no beard.
Now he's got nothing. Well, he can't. Literally, probably doesn't. He'd be a good swimmer. He's got not a follicle of body hair on him. That should only be the worst thing that happened to him. But he's undergone typical familial loss of his mother, then his father, then his grandfather, his dog. He has two dogs. One of them died. I mean, just people he's known, fellow comedians he's known. He's lived long enough that some of these deaths are anticipated, but still painful. And also some of them were a little early and affected him. So here's the idea. Here's this thing of wait a minute. It's just Jeff Ross, a comedian, doing his stand-up comedy show. He's dirty. He's comically vicious in a Don Rickles sort of a way and improvising and goofing with the audience. And he also has a lot of very funny lines as part of his act that he's been doing for well on 30, 40 years. What is different about this is it is also shaped, since he's doing it on Broadway, as a play. I do have the playbill here. It's called Take a Banana for the Ride. And yes, I will explain what that refers to. So it isn't just joke, tumult. Thank you so much. It's more along the lines of, okay, I was a kid growing up in New Jersey. Let me tell you about my family. Let me tell you about my kind of different eccentric dad who opened up a quite successful catering firm, a kosher catering firm. His dad's wife, his mother, worked there too. They had a generally good relationship, but also they had not quite what you would expect them to be. And then after a while, he lost them relatively young in life. Certainly his mom went early, and that was a big tragedy for him. And then his dad, and he actually reads on stage, and these are some of the best parts of the show, love letters that his father wrote to his mom when they were dating, and then some letters later on, family letters that his grandfather wrote to him when there was a point in his early adulthood when his grandfather looked after him. He moved in, and he looked after his grandfather, who had to travel places and go and do things. So the whole show is essentially structured around this person was really important to my life. They were kind of cool, and then they died, and I had to grieve and get over. And then I spent more time with this person, and this person got cancer and died. This happened. This person, they died, and they died. And so it's this sort of roller coastery thing, and the show is set up with lots of jokes in between, so it's kind of laugh, but then another death is coming, and the death is not treated risibly. It is treated like with poignance, and there are moments that are definitely tearjerker moments. It's a bit schmaltzy, And then he pulls you out of the schmaltz with a tasteless joke, which is exactly what Jews do, which is exactly what comedians do. But it's not negating the schmaltz. It's kind of pulling up and out and up and out, which works pretty well, but it does make a typical Jeff Ross comedy evening more low-key. The laughs aren't generally up here, although he does get some really good laughs and really good lines. They're more sort of down here, because it's not big peaks and valleys, but sort of like good laughs and then some sniffles and laughs and sniffles. So it's a nice show. It's not what you're expecting. It is not him being bam, bam, bam comedian the way Jackie Mason completely rocked the world according to me.
Oh yeah, not hip.
But it's also not on the level of what Sarah Silverman did when we saw her special on Netflix.
Oh wow.
Where she was doing the same thing.
She's very deep.
She is doing a comedy show, but she's also throughout telling the story of the death of her dad. The slow path of one, not a bunch of characters, of one, and his leaving the world. And for me, it was much more touching, better organized. It worked. It just worked more, and it was also funnier. So I'm going to gravitate towards that. Ross is on a somewhat lower level. It's not as... and I think also he's working a little bit still, like to open night, tinkering with things. So there were times he blew a line, times he got a little bit lost, times he was...
Was it a preview or was it...
It was the last preview before opening.
So that's a preview, okay.
Yeah, and so it wasn't opening night. So he was probably still on jitters and not rocking certain lines that will probably get even bigger laughs next week or this week. So with that in mind, and also like there's one great line that he did, and we heard it first in the Sarah Silverman show because he went to visit her and her dad, and her dad was not in great shape. He was lying there, days left, and Ross goes to visit him, and he says, this is in the Silverman show, she's saying, it's like, it's great to see you, but I do have to say, I am taking you off my emergency contact list.
That was funny.
Great line.
Yeah.
Well, Ross does the same line in his show. Now, granted, I'd heard it once already when Sarah Silverman told it about him. When he says it, it doesn't land as well.
Well, maybe because you heard it.
Maybe because I heard it.
Like maybe for the new people.
Yeah. But there's a difference. I mean, that's one of those instances where same joke, but one where it was really set up beautifully, and the next one was kind of laid in and didn't land as well. As Jerry Seinfeld would say, the difference between a joke landing here and landing here is what a comedian does, right? And he has nice stories, and if you didn't know that I'm calling him Jeff, that Ross got into stand-up just by taking a class. He didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. He just knew he didn't want to be in catering as he was growing up with his family. There are some good clips. You see him on his first Letterman appearance. You see him at later roasts. And also, he makes time. It's interesting. The show is so much about death that the only comedians he really talks about are the ones who died. So there's a famous picture, well, not famous, but a picture you've probably seen before that went viral on the interwebs when 3 out of the 4 comedians in the photo died within a fairly short time span.
Oh, yeah.
So it was Ross, it was
Gilbert,
it was Norm Macdonald, and it was, and I'm sorry I forget the fourth. Can you? Yeah.
4 comedians who died in short succession in one photo.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Ross is still alive, so 3 out of the 4 lived. I'm forgetting who the... Oh, it was Bob Saget.
Oh, okay, I can't see.
So there's a picture of them all around the table hugging each other when they were all still well. So Ross...
It's giving me the Marx Brothers. I don't think that's the one you want.
Yeah, well, they're all dead. But so he has a little story about each of them. That's a different one, but that will do.
Who's the Louis
Louis Anderson's also dead.
Yeah.
So here, look at this. Here's Gilbert, Louis Anderson, and Bob Saget.
Comedians don't have long lifespan.
They used to. They did. Pat Cooper lived a long time. The Toastmaster. No, not Georgie Jessel, but the the guy from Catskills on Broadway. He had a good long life. and I'm sorry, I'm
Who's
forgetting.
the one whose girlfriend killed him from Saturday Night Live? Phil Hartman?
Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
He didn't. Yeah. Well, that.
No,
yeah.
I know that was intentional. I know.
But some of the Saturday Night Live cast members are now in their well into their 70s. They survived long past Belushi and Gilda. But you know, a lot of Joan Rivers, had she not gotten so much surgery, she would have gone into her 90s.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And even now, she made it to 80 something, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it's a little disappointing that he knows so many comedians that he's only telling stories about these couple because they're gone. But there is a great, I don't know, you didn't find this funny. I do think it's brilliant. I was never a Norm Macdonald fan, but Jeff Ross says his favorite Norm line was, and maybe this was written by a Saturday Night Live writer and not him, but he said, daylight savings went into effect last night. I give it 6 months. Had to be there.
Oh, God.
Had to be there, I guess. I love that. He does do some fun ad-libs with the audience. He will literally see someone, the brain goes, who does he look like? And he's like, oh, there. And he makes fun of himself, too, the way that he looks. He was never the handsomest person. And now he's just like, closest relation to a blobfish in terms of, no, he's not that bad looking, but he's like, I would say if you're going to see the show, don't read the reviews. Because all the different reviews mention different lines from the show and the best lines. So I don't want to necessarily do that. But he does compare himself, and it's a hilarious line. It's like Mini-Me had radiation or something. But that's not the line. It's close. So if you're going to see the Jeff Ross show, don't read the other reviews. Just so everything will come at you new. He does do some singing. He's probably the worst singer since Wildman Fisher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He probably knows it.
But he isn't like, he's trying to be funny singing, but it's still meh.
Yeah.
And I told you that the thing that I resented the most from the show is that the first 10 minutes
To your own work, yeah.
is essentially stolen from Shalom Dammit, from Rabbi Sol Solomon's show. He has a song called Don't Fuck With the Jews,
Wow.
which is amusing and funny, but Rabbi Sol did literally the same thing, funnier and better a decade ago. And yes, I'm biased, but he did. And the material is still like Jews this, Jews that. Remember when Rabbi Sol lists all the amazing inventions and wonderful things?
Yes.
Does the same damn thing.
Well, sue him for, what do you call it, plagiarism?
Yeah. I mean, he obviously didn't steal the bit, but the idea is exactly the same, and Sol was funnier. In my hop.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give the Jeff Ross show a weak 3 stars. Worth seeing.
5 out of 4.
I have 4. I've always done 4. Yeah, it's pretty good. You're not going to have a bad time seeing it. If you're not a Jeff Ross fan and you don't like vulgar, dirty comedy, this is actually a stand-up show for you because it's more about storytelling, his life, and nostalgia and poignancy. And there's a lot of it in the show, and it makes the show go. I just think also, because it's lacking a certain oomph, because it's not quite as strong as it could be, it would play a lot better in, let's say, the West Side Theater off Broadway. Should not have really brought it to Broadway. It's not making good money. It's not selling very well. And I just think, and he's had to gussy certain parts of it up for a Broadway stage, where he just needs not 1,200 seats with medium laughs and adding extra stuff. He could have done this in 500 seats, run it for a couple of months, and people having a better time and a more intimate time with it. And also, gotta give him this. The man, one of the other things that he talks about, I totally forgot to mention this, is that he was diagnosed one day. He's like, I'm off the road. I've stopped my tour. I have a little time. Let me finally get that colonoscopy everybody's been telling me to get. And he goes and it turns out he has a stage 3 tumor. They have to cut out part. I don't want to give away the show, but cut out parts. He's on chemo after the surgery for 6 months, almost died. I mean, it's just horrible time for half a year. A year is gone after losing a year of performing to COVID also. So he also doesn't have the voice necessarily and the strength and the ha-ha that he had before all of this. So that's also a reason why he's not perhaps the Jeff Ross that you were seeing and expecting on Comedy Central
Not yelling,
in 2017, right? So you can't necessarily expect that. So mildly recommended. Certainly recommended if you're a student of comedy. But for everybody else, mildly recommended, not a bad show, called Jeff Ross, Take a Banana for the Ride. And what this has to do is something that his grandfather would tell him. And he always say, Jeff, wherever you're going, you never know when you're going to be somewhere, going to be a little hungry. Have a banana. Now, I would say, no, take a packet of nuts, take a can of something. How are you going to take a banana that gets all soft and squishy, and where are you going to put it, and what pocket, what bag, what napkin is going to get all over everything? But that was the advice of the grandfather. And then Ross gets metaphorical with it, saying that we're all bananas. We have to be tough on the outside, but we get all soft and sweet on the inside and stuff like that. It's weird.
One, wait.
It's a sweet show with some disgusting one-liners, but a sweet show. Worth it? Yeah, but not my first thing to run out and go see on Broadway. Jeff Ross, Take a Banana for the Ride. 3 stars here from Dave's Gone By as we go inside Broadway. Oops, I gotta get that back, don't I? I can't type. Here it is. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have been inside Broadway on Dave's Gone By. Remember that if you want to tell me what your opinion of the Jeff Ross show, if you happen to go see it, or of Sarah Silverman's show, or of if you saw Catskills on Broadway, or Jackie Mason when he was doing his thing, write to me, davesgoneby@aol.com. Dave, like my name, Dave with an S, davesgoneby@aol.com. Or you can certainly message me on Facebook or post under one of our shows, and so everybody can read it. Either way, I do like to hear from you, even if it's just an emoji, a smiley face. Just let me know that you're watching, listening, liking what I'm doing, or disliking what I'm doing. davesgoneby@aol.com. Remember that our X feed is Radio Dave 2, Radio Dave the number 2. Remember, I have an Instagram page, David Lefkowitz, and just lots of different ways to keep in touch with the show, to enjoy our archives and let us know how we're doing. davesgoneby.com, of course, is your first portal to this program, which airs every Saturday from 9 until noonish or thereabouts. It is Saturday, August 23rd, 2025, and we're past the noon hour. We've actually gone a full 3 hours, and there's a little more to do, because speaking of gross and disgusting, we do have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, but not before we get to thanking some people who appeared on this program today, as well as the folks who've appeared many years or months before. These are our friends of the Daverhood. A little bit of Vivaldi, sprightly Vivaldi to start us off. Friends of the Daverhood, as I said, are the people who might have been on in our first couple of years, or they might have been on last week. What are they up to? For example, I want to let you know that Joel Samberg, who is Benny Bell's grandson, also a writer and has written about his father, well, he is also acting in a show called First You Smile, one-act plays being done at Playhouse 44. It's in Avon, Connecticut at Avon High School, and that is just tonight. So go see First You Smile if you happen to be in Connecticut and see our friend Joel Samberg. Johanna Day is the standby for Jean Smart in the show that is closing this weekend on Broadway. It's called Call Me Izzy. I don't know if she'll get a chance to go on again, but you can call the box office and check and see, is it going to be Jean Smart, or is it going to be our friend Johanna Day that is playing today and tomorrow at Studio 54 on Broadway. Henry Naylor's hit play Monstering the Rocket Man, all about Elton John's fight against the British newspaper business is a Edinburgh Fringe first winner, and it's still playing at the Edinburgh Fringe this weekend, today and tomorrow. I think it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So go see it, and I'm sure he'll wind up bringing that to New York. Ned Van Zandt is also at Edinburgh with his solo show called Del Valley, and that is playing now through Tuesday at the Edinburgh Fringe. Dick Cavett, his voice is being used in the off-Broadway play Jean and Gilda that Penguin Repertory is doing at 59E59 theaters. Daphne Rubin Vega is part of the reopening of the Shakespeare in the Park at Central Park. They're doing 12th night, and that is running through September 14th. Hershey Felder wrote and also stars, because he's a pianist, wrote and stars in Rachmaninoff and the Tsar, which is being done at the Writers Theater in Glencoe, Illinois, now through the 3rd week of September. Alan Menken is the composer of Aladdin on Broadway. He's the composer for Little Shop of Horrors off-Broadway. Michael Garin plays piano Tuesdays through Saturdays at the Roxy Hotel in Tribeca. Monday and Tuesday evenings, there are 2 performances each by Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks at Birdland, and of course, Jim Caruso's cast party every Monday night at Birdland. Get your tickets at birdlandjazz.com. StageBuddy.com is a website about New York nightlife that is founded and edited by our great friend Evan Seplow. David Sheward writes for TotalTheater.com, so read him there. Vicky Quaddy is doing Late Night Catechism and other shows like Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? And that happens, where does that happen? In the Greenhouse Theater in Chicago and also all around kind of the Midwest. She travels with it. Charlie Gross and Leslie Hoban Blake, they co-host the theater review show 2 on the Aisle. You can watch full episodes and excerpts on YouTube. Dr. Demento finishing up his years and years and years of doing Dr. Demento shows. He's not done yet. I think he's going to go towards the end of the year, like with an all-time Halloween and an all-time top 10 or top 50. But go to his website, drdemento.com. And he did apparently a big special show 2 weeks ago in honor of the passing of Tom Lehrer. So drdemento.com. Check that out. Tony Orlando is doing radio. He's on WABC AM in New York, 77 AM on Saturday nights. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. Whoa. We'll do that. And there we go. And there we go. Thank you, Antonio. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 10 after 12 Eastern Time. In the Daverhood, you're watching Dave's Gone By. We've done such wonderful things this program, haven't we? We've had Inside Broadway. We've had Rabbi Sol reading Spock Messiah. We've had Rabbi Sol chatting with the wonderful Linda Livingston. By the way, go see her in Bloomsday at Namba Arts, starting on August 29th in Ventura, California. And thank you to Rabbi Sol, too. Go to his website, shalomdammit.com. And what else have we done? We've also done Greeley Times. And we've talked about our stay in New York. Is there anything else we have to cover or talk about before we get to, what we have to get to?
Limerick.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. The Colorado... Oh! Actually, do we have the time? How hungry are you?
I'm fine.
Because last week, we talked about why I would be a great safecracker, right?
Oh.
Last week... Do you want to tell the story?
No, I don't have the...
Oh.
I can't do it justice.
So last week, for a gig, for a job, I had to get fingerprinted. And they had such an issue trying to just fingerprint my fingers. And it isn't the old thing of like, here, tap your thing on an ink pad, put it on a piece of paper, roly, boom, you're done. No, now everything's digital, supposedly
Which is
easier.
better because they can run to a database.
I know.
Like a national database. I mean, or international.
Yeah, not better for me, considering all the women I've raped. But, and there goes my new job. So,
you have
No, I'm clean. I came up clean. I know that.
Your record is clean
Yeah.
in every aspect.
Well, I think I have one traffic thing, which was a lie, but you know, like went through in Fort
They're
Collins.
looking for felonies.
I know.
They're looking for like naughty stuff. You're goody two shoes.
Yeah, they're always asking on a job application. Besides traffic things.
Do your cute face with your little. Look at that. I think you beguiled the both of the fingerprint takers. Maybe that's why with your cuteness.
Please don't make me someone's bitch in prison.
Or it might have been that next door they were fixing shoes.
Yeah. So.
The bathroom, what it was, where the soap or the sign.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
Well, first we parked in a closed Rite Aid, which is always a good sign.
Well, let me set the stage. So the week before I had to get fingerprinting done, and it was a digital thing. So they're putting my hand on this thing, and they're just rolling and rolling. The machine says, "Nah, blurry, not good enough." So it puts the finger.
Was it the same hand both times?
Actually, this hand had problems too this time.
Okay.
But it's rolling my
Why
finger.
are there problems when somebody takes digital fingerprints? Physical issues, software. Let's talk about the software. Oh, dryness. Maybe your fingers. You said your fingers were wrinkled.
pruny. They're very.
You said, why are my fingers wrinkled?
I need moisturisms there. Yeah. Look at that.
This is why it didn't work. You could see why.
Because he would roll the thing and it wouldn't read it. And he'd roll the thing and inadequate. Roll
We
the.
gave you goo.
Well, not the week before. The week before they just kept. Oh, I lost it. He would roll the finger, wouldn't go. Roll the finger, wouldn't go.
Why can't I get my fingers to take electronic fingerprints?
So I was doing this last week, and finally, the joke of it was that he eventually, after like 3 passes, when the computer was saying, I was like, yes. He said, fuck it, yes.
Girl the first time.
It was a girl, that's right.
Yes.
All right, okay. Your finger dry or calloused skin, I certainly have calloused fingers, scars, age, or even overly sweaty hands. I think mine are dry and pruny.
Yeah, I think you're pruny.
Which can prevent the scanner from accurately reading the ridges and patterns of your print, except I could see the screen, and the patterns were fabulous.
Not good enough.
They were great. You saw them.
I thought they were beautiful.
Yeah.
I think everything you have is beautiful.
Why, thank you. You're not so bad yourself. So that was last week. But for this job that I'm dealing with, I need another set of things because it's involving 2 different institutions.
Yeah, it's not uncommon.
And I should be institutionalized. So this other one says, well, part of your job is through this place, part of your job is through this place. And when you get a whole, even though it's the state of Maryland, it's the same state, and they run it through the same database, you've got to go get fingerprints again.
Because the one you got fingerprinted for college, the other you got fingerprinted for a lower level.
Right, yeah, true.
So it's based on the age of the population you work with.
But it's still the state of Maryland. It's the same base.
It doesn't matter. No, but one is private, one is public.
Fair enough. And I have them on file, I guess, in 2 places. So I have to go back to a different place to get fingerprinting again.
That was in a place that was with 2 rooms in a shoe store.
Yeah. We're looking for this FBI building.
Yes.
And instead it's like almost a house. It's next to an automotive place, which is next to like a shoe store, next to a Chinese restaurant.
Next to a closed Rite Aid.
And next to 15 synagogues, right? So, true. So I go in, and a very nice guy, but he already does something to me that I remember I was talking about how I don't like gel soap in the shower. I like a bar. I like to wash my hands with a bar of soap, use a bar of soap in the shower, and because I'm ugly that way. I have my eccentricities. I know that. So first thing he does when I sit down and I've filled out the forms is like, give me your hand. And I thought he's going to press it down on a thing. And he's like, he squirts goo on my hand. I don't want goo on my hand. And it's smelly like floral palmolive goo. And he says, rub your hands together, get it on your fingers. I'm like, well, first of all, why do you put it on my palm if you're not giving a palm print? You're just doing my fingertips. And then now I've got to get it on my fingers, and it smells, but it's supposed to, I guess, make my fingers nice and smushy and wet. As he's rolling my fingers, and it's the same problems as the week before. I still should be a safe cracker. I still was like, nope, not good enough. More goo. So my hand is getting smellier and smellier like an old woman. And more turn and press. I was like, my wife is telling me to relax my fingers. He's pressing my fingers down, like roll. And it's taking, a process that should take a minute and a half in the digital age. It's taking like 10 minutes to get both my hands done. And even with the goo, it's still like, no, no. And then he goes, yes, right? So finally I get out of there, and that was okay. But what was the other stuff that she meant? Well, the place was so weird because it's just this fingerprint ID place. It's a little nook hole in the wall. And if you go through the wrong door, you are actually at a shoemaker and a shoe repair shop. I'm not kidding. It was like, and of course, Orthodox Jews running the place. And there's a guy who turns around and looks at me. He's got a yarmulke and fringes, the whole garb. And I'm like, I'm holding up my hand. And that thing where you don't want to smell something, but you have to smell it? So I'm constantly smelling my hand. I go to the bathroom. I ask the guy where the bathroom is, and the public is not supposed to use the bathroom.
No.
But I'm like, I'm going to because I have to go to the bathroom.
The public meaning not poor patrons. So
Yeah.
I think what it means is there's no public bathroom should mean like if you come in off the street like Panera, like you can't go into that bathroom unless you
Buy something.
Well, I'm sure that Orthodox guy was using that loo.
Well, he worked there. He's not.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, he was having his shoes worked on?
From the shoe store, yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought he was a shoemaker at the shoe store.
No. Oh, maybe.
No, it wasn't a shoe store. It was a shoemaker.
Yeah.
I think it was a laborer or owner. So it's his bathroom to use.
Yeah,
I used it. I did not make a mess.
No.
But they actually had in this place this hole in the wall little bathroom with a sign over the toilet.
A lot of signs about flushing. They're very intense.
But what's the poem?
If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat.
If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat.
But that goes back to grammar school.
Sure.
That goes back to when I went to preschool in a Lutheran school, and I remember that they had that in all the things. When we learned to read, we would, I mean, just don't be messy. I mean, come on, people share. Like, I always clean with the seat liner before I go because some people are freaking messy. And it's like it's not your home. Like, it's not, and I remember one lady one time coming out of a shared bathroom, and she said, would people do this in their home? And I said, I hope not.
No.
And she was like, me too. Like, don't make it messy for other people.
No, absolutely, no, of course.
Flush the toilet and clean everything.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Because because honestly, men don't necessarily want to lift the seat, not just because they're lazy. Yeah. Stop rubbing your eye. But because
I can't help it.
You don't want to touch the seat to lift it up.
So you use toilet paper.
Yeah, of course you do. But then you get lazy. It's like, so you try and aim. And then that's why they invented those horseshoe toilets. So a guy doesn't have to lift them. You just go, But, when you're in Catholic school or Lutheran.
Wants to get involved in the conversation. He can talk.
Well, when you're in that Lutheran school. Oh, sorry.
It doesn't flush.
Oh, it doesn't? I thought it did.
No, you always think it does.
Oh,
Here,
so
watch,
it's just...
okay, I'll make sound. But let's make a sound. Okay, you flush. No, but I thought both the fingerprinting places were quite lovely.
No, the people were lovely.
I can't imagine dealing with people all day who are like, my thing, and there's no, I remember, I was a camp counselor. When I was 14 in high school, whatever, 18.
Yeah.
And the fingerprint thing was awful. It was like ink.
Oh, yeah, back in the day. It was
remove this ink on your face.
I hated that.
Yeah.
But it was fine doing it the first place. But the second place, now I've got smelly goo on my hands that I want to wipe to wash off, and I'm standing at the sink going like this and this and this and this. I'm smelling my hands. Still there.
I think it was just witch hazel or something.
So, well, the florally rich hazel. Probably was rich hazel.
Yeah, I don't think it had any fragrance.
Oh, it did. Oh, it
really?
did.
I couldn't smell
It's
it.
gone now.
Yeah.
It's gone now because after when I got home, I took each of my fingers and stuck it up my ass to get my own smell back.
Just use the thing.
Yeah. But I'm surprised in your Lutheran school they didn't have if you're gonna make up peasy, wipe the seat and pray a Jeezy.
No, No.
No, they no.
I mean, a lot of people. I think a lot of. I don't know. People should just not be messy.
Ideally.
Yeah, people should not be. I mean, that's like it's not their home. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Well, no, that's the thing. You're gonna keep your home cleaner. That's what people say. If you're a guest in my home, make believe it's your home.
I've ever seen is when. So I have to just here. I have to go to the bathroom, because I drank a lot of. It was at Starbucks, a lot of water and tea.
Oh God, yeah.
No, and then this girl. I think people come in. They use the bathroom from the apartment building. I'm like, why? Unless somebody's in their bathroom, like, why would you know? Yeah.
Well, because you don't have to clean the Starbucks bathroom. Somebody else does it for you, which allows people to be pigs. It's like people go into a hotel room and don't leave it the way
But
they
don't you
can.
get billed if you leave it messy, right?
Messy? No. If you do damage. Hotels expect mess. Hotel, you leave crap on the floor.
Damage,
Yeah. And I have to say, one thing about every hotel is that the trash cans are too narrow and small.
Yeah. I wonder why that is too.
Yeah. So if you have to
That
leave,
is,
if you have a
yeah,
bottle
why
of some
do you
of
think
this and
that
that, you leave it by on the floor, on the carpet.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
People that have trash.
Seriously, I don't know. Honestly, get a decent sized trash bin. One in the bathroom, one in the thing, so that if you buy a bottle of something and a magazine and this and a wrapper, so you have dinner out and you have containers and stuff. You're not stacking things on top of the garbage instead of putting it in the garbage. But the hotel has to expect that. If you draw on the walls, if you smash an artwork, if you throw the TV set out the window as rock stars used to do,
But I wonder, like,
different. Yeah.
when we were in Italy with the students, remember the young group of boys, they broke a closet door, but I think they just got it off the runner.
Yeah, that was, that's actually,
I wonder what's expected and what's...
remember that one time we went to a hotel in the Hamptons?
Yeah.
This is like many years
Trying to
ago.
think,
And we had a lovely time, a nice time. And then when we're leaving, we're looking, where's the TV remote? Could not for the life of us.
That was so weird. Yeah. We didn't pack it.
No, I checked our luggage and they wanted to bill us. They wanted to charge us for the TV remote.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea where it is. We looking up, we don't have your fucking remote, but I don't know where it went. It wasn't tangled in the sheets. We really went looking for it.
Maybe it got in the garbage somehow. That's the only other place it could have gone out.
Literally no idea. So I felt sort of bad about it, but at the same time,
But
there
wasn't
was,
intentional.
yeah.
And like, why would you, of all things, why would you take a remote?
Well, because you could reprogram it.
Yeah,
And you
but
could,
that's so hard to do.
yeah. So we were on some level responsible, maybe because we were staying there. It was there when we came, and it was gone when we left. But where the hell is it?
Yeah.
Unless it's some scam that the hotel does where the maid takes it, and then they charge you,
I don't
you
think
lost our hotel room, and then they put it back. Yeah, I don't think so.
That seems very involved.
But we were also like, you know what, this place is $300 a night.
Yeah.
You can buy a new remote.
Bougie.
Yeah. Anywho, did we cover all the stuff about the fingerprinting and the town? I think we did. So. That leaves one more item on the agenda for this episode of Dave's Gone By. I know you've been waiting for it. I know you've been dreading it. It's our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, because, as I mentioned, my wife and I lived in Colorado for about 11 years. And while we were there, I got it, for whatever reason, into my head to write short poems, limericks, about as many places in Colorado as I possibly could. Wow. And and I'm still doing them. I wrote a bunch of them at one time, but I've still been trying to add more and more and more. I've got more than 300 of them. And by the way, if you want to read them, you can find them at davelefkowitz.org. That's where I keep forgetting to mention that website, davelefkowitz.org. You can read my plays. You can read my song lyrics. You can read interviews that I've done with celebrities that have been published in Long Island Woman and Long Island Pulse magazines. davelefkowitz.org. And if you just go Limerick or Colorado or Damned, you'll find all 300 plus of my limericks so far on the site. And believe me, it's one thing to hear one a week and have that roll around in your mind. It's quite another to be confronted one after another, it really is the end of civilization as we know it, to read these vile poems again and again and again about all these places in Colorado. But I still come up with them. And this week, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned goes to Calhoun. There's a place, or there was a place in Colorado called Calhoun, and we have a poem about it.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme, and likewise verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick. Rocky Mountain,
Colorado, indeed. So I'm going to tell you a little bit. There's really nothing to tell about this neighborhood, Calhoun. If you go on Google, you'll find a dot on a map with Calhoun next to it. You can't find any pictures of it. It is a neighborhood in Colorado somewhere between Yuma and Otis in Washington County, which is in northeastern Colorado. But that's it. There's literally nothing about Calhoun except that one place says it might be a ghost town. Nothing else. So, still, it's listed in Wiki, so I accept it as an actual Colorado place, and therefore, I am allowed to deliver a limerick about it, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, for Calhoun. And, parents, this violin is getting... Where is it? Jesus. This thing is haunted. A foolish young girl from Calhoun poured cranberry juice on her poon. She thought, oh, how shiny. 'Twill make my vagina. But it shriveled up like a prune. Send your comments and complaints to davesgoneby at AOL.com. Davesgoneby at AOL.com. You can also post your messages right here on our Facebook page, Dave's Gone By. So, yeah, our Colorado Limerick. We've done so much on this episode of the show. Got some people to thank. Thank you so much to my darling, wonderful, and amazing wife. Thank you one more time to Linda Livingston. Go see her. It's her theater company, Prospect Theater, at Namba Arts in Ventura, California. They're doing the romantic comedy Bloomsday, and it sounds like it sounds like a lovely, lovely show. So go see it if you're in California. It starts on August 29th and runs a couple of weeks into September. Thank you one more time to Rabbi Sol Solomon. Wow, I'm quitting just in time here. Sending out some love to my mom. It was good to see her last weekend. It's been a while, and glad she's doing okay. Sending out love to my cousin Adam, whose birthday is today. Aww. So happy birthday, Adam Pinkow. He's been marginally on the show one time.
He's 10 years younger than you, right?
Yeah, years or 51. Yeah, almost exactly 10 years.
I remember that.
Or something. I think I was 13 or something when he. But anyway, mazel tov, health, happiness to you and your family, cousin Adam, and health and happiness to all of you watching this program, Dave's Gone By. So probably next week I'll be doing another episode of this show. It might get sporadic over the next few weeks, just because, it was sporadic for a while in the beginning of the year because our year has been horrendous, and our year is still horrendous, plus I'll be working like a madman. So there may be weeks when I just don't have the wherewithal to put the show together. And yes, we do have our 1000th show coming up at some point, and I don't even have time to think about or deal with it, but I want to do it right. Or again, do a Sopranos thing where it's just another episode. We'll see.
That'd be funny, right?
Well, yeah, just hey, barely even acknowledge.
Or
Won't
just
even
make
have
a
the numbers.
loop of you saying the same thing over and over again. It's been great. It's been great. And then you loop it, right? Like.
Yeah. Make it like Groundhog Day. It's like, welcome to the very first episode of Dave's Gone By.
Yeah, and then you and then you just get clipped. You know what you could do, which it's hard to do.
What?
I've seen this, which I really like, is you get words that you say in each of the different shows to make a show.
Oh my
Like
God.
you could probably kick it into AI and say, take segments of each show.
And create
audio.
this speech.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I love that. I think it's so clever. It's like when they make a picture of tiny little pictures, I think it's brilliant.
It's
very hard to do, I know that.
It's the kind of thing I would have done on audio 20 years ago in the life of this show when I devoted every single minute of my life to it. Still wish I could, sort of, but I can't. But I can still do this show most Saturdays from 9 until noon or thereabouts on Facebook with the archives at davesgoneby.com, archive.org, the audio archives at castbox.fm, and most of our stuff also on our YouTube channel. So it just remains for me to thank you so much for tuning in, to thank Potato for being a good sport about Potato Day and some of the things we were saying about taters. Oh, it's all right. Now give me some more ketchup. All right, sure. One last little oh, so good. And thank you to both Big Pooh and Pooey for being with us as well. Take a bow. Thank you. Thank you. We'll do it again. Ow! Oh. Yeah, they got to work that out. They become very, very free. They have become very three pooges in there. No, forget it. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. See you very, very soon back in the Daverhood and gone. Bye.
Days gone by, they're good. Days gone by, they're good. Days gone by, they're good. Days gone by.
Maybe I can roll it like this. Roll. Now, one take. Go figure.